Yes, people, welcome back to the first 11. It's Fraud Watch. I'm sorry we're late. You can blame Barry, aka Latimus Prime. We've got Will with us tonight, who's got a lot to get off his chest. O'Shea is back. Glad to hear O'Shea's back. Good to see him back. Jem's back. Everyone's back. I'm back. Rachel will be here. They said they're both waiting, so they're probably in another stream we've set up somewhere. They're probably in the Jordan one for Sunday. But Will, because you've got a lot to get off your chest, let's hear your first fraud, please.
I think Spurs fans are so deluded, and I'm putting their reasoning for why they want Jose Mourinho out on Fraud Watch. I've never had to be in a debate like this where their reasoning is so stupid and hypocritical. It makes me lose brain cells. Mourinho is not finished. Their club and their owners are the problem. He's won everywhere he's been since Porto, hasn't he? He's won top trophies. He's a 2-time Champions League winner. He's won the Premier League 3 times. He's won Spanish. He's been a Spanish champion 3 times. You know, he's won 2 Scudettos, Europa League, a UEFA Cup, Community Shields, League Cups, and FA Cup. If Spurs is the odd one out, then for me that shows Spurs. That's a Spurs problem, in my opinion. More than
Spurs isn't really the odd one out though. When you think about his last 2 managerial roles, United and then the back end of Chelsea.
Yeah, but he won something at United. He won the Europa League.
No, but
it's
not about the winning. Like when you look at how he was.
That's what it's about.
It is.
It isn't because the problem he's having at Tottenham is the same problem he's had at United and Chelsea. The only reason why Tottenham aren't winning anything is because they're shit.
Finished second with Man United and won.
Are you eating your phone, O'Shea?
No,
O'Shea,
really close to your mic.
He finished second with Man United and he won Europa League at Man United, and he done better than any other manager other than Fergie up to that point.
But
Fergie'd been there for like 26 years, so it's not.
But
since Fergie left, that's what
there's a flip to this, Jem. There's a flip to this because he divided opinion towards the end at Real Madrid. Firstly, people, please smash the like button, subscribe if you're new. Everyone's socials are in the description. Please go and give them a follow. So Jose Mourinho, he divided opinion towards the end of his tenure at Real Madrid. At Chelsea, things fell apart there. Man United, things fell apart there. At Spurs, it's pretty much the same. So we know Pogba came out yesterday and he was pretty much like, I don't know what the guy's problem is. I think there's a few factors here. I think one, he's scarred from other things that have happened in his life and management. 2, I think he's fallen behind a bit.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's outdated in many ways. Yeah,
there's more player power now. There's more money in the game for the players. If you think back to like when we were teenagers, Jem, a manager like Fergie, for example, if there was a player that he wasn't getting along with or wasn't on board with him, David Beckham, sold, gone.
True.
That won't happen now. The manager will always be the first one to go. I think the big downfall happened with Manchester United. I think when he realised he was not getting the players that he needed, that was it. He was done.
He wasn't getting backed, was he?
He wasn't getting backed. And then he starts going at the players. Regardless of the fact he won trophies, because I think he'll still be able to win trophies no matter where he is. Spurs is a bit different because Spurs haven't got the best midfield. They rely on Harry Kane and Son, which is true. They signed Dorothy, and if you've watched this show before, you'll know exactly who Dorothy is. Eric Dyer, I'm not sure what he is.
That's the point I was making to Jem, Indiana. Like Spurs, even before Jose was shit, they don't win anything. Like, he's been on a decline for years. The only reason he won things with United is because they had a good enough squad to win those trophies. But the problem is still the same problem. He falls out with the dressing room and he just causes problems.
Yeah, but O'Shea, he was brought in. He was brought in originally to win them a trophy, irrelevant to where they are in the league. Right, they're in the final of a Carabao Cup against Man City, which I don't expect them to win. However, he's got them there. you know what I mean? He's got them there. So at the end of
They
the day, that's
need
what
an
Jose
elite
Mourinho.
manager.
That's what Jose
They need
Mourinho's
an
about,
elite
though, isn't
manager,
it?
bro.
Because Jose Mourinho
Yeah, but,
wins things. That's all he is.
Yeah, but
You know what I mean?
yeah, but they
He's not.
need
He's
an
not a
elite
lo-
manager,
wait.
bro.
He's
Spurs,
not. He's not a long. Wait a sec. He's not a longevity manager. He's not someone that you can look at and go, right, for the next 5 years, we're going to build a project around Jose Mourinho. He's not that kind of manager. He's a manager for here and now, which means that he comes in, he looks at the current squad, he tries to add to what he wants with that squad, and then he tries to win trophies with that squad. Do you get what I
Jim,
mean?
don't you think?
and that's
Don't
the
you
thing.
think the whole? Because in my opinion, I think the whole, not always, but a lot of the time, this whole project, the term, like the long-term project, for me, that's bullshit. I don't think that if you're a massive club, you don't have a project, you win trophies.
I get
That is your ambition.
here and now. Yeah.
Okay, Liverpool gave Klopp time, fair enough. You see, and Spurs fans go on about this project under Poch, and I rate Poch. Everyone knows that.
The
But
project.
you want to pretty much copy the project you did with Poch, but
For
you
what's
won
royalty?
nothing with Poch, so that your project failed, really, didn't it?
Mm.
I think that's the arrogance and the problem with Spurs fans. Like, I've even heard Spurs fans try to talk about Liverpool's project, like how
Yes,
you have
yeah.
just done, but you was using an example, and it's like it's not the same, bro.
That's
It's just not the
that's one
same,
of my
bro. Like,
problems, though, Shay. It's their arrogance. They say they have
it's
standards.
like I've had to try to explain to Spurs fans that Liverpool had a terrible squad and just sacked a manager, and that's why they had to give Klopp time. Like, you guys have no excuse, bro. You've got world class players. You've got one of the best strikers in Europe. Like, what's your excuse, bro?
O'Shea, the irony of it is that all they want to fucking do and have been trying to do for the last 30 years is just put a little trophy in their empty cabinet. Do you know what I mean? That's all they fucking want.
Oh,
they don't
did
care
you
about
see
where
the
they are.
paint thing?
They just
Wait,
want
did
a
you see their
trophy in their
sponsor, Jem?
cabinet. That is it.
But Jen, the problem is, the question is though, you have to ask yourself, yeah, and Tottenham fans have to ask themselves, is like, even if you look at Arsenal, for example, their decline, you can see the reason why Arsenal's declined. So there's reasons why, but you look at Tottenham, there's no reason for why they haven't won anything, bro. There's no reason for why Tottenham haven't won anything.
Can we just
Can I say one
can we-
thing?
Yeah, go on again. Go on.
They are who we think they are. Why are you guys surprised? These guys have
I'm
been
not
touted.
surprised.
These guys have been touted and added into this top bracket.
We're
when
talking about
realistically,
Mourinho.
they
Mourinho,
haven't done
Egal.
anything in the recent history to be put in that
Yeah, but
bracket.
Egal, when you look at their 11, they are in that top bracket, bro. They're
No,
players,
the
they
only
should
reason
be
why they're
winning
in that
things,
top
bro.
bracket is because of
Yes.
financially.
Their players are
They-
trash.
The only reason why
listen,
they're in the top bracket is because
I
financially
agree
they're
with
there,
Rachel.
and they do have
Yeah.
quality. They do have some quality players. But I personally feel
Who?
like
Son and
this
Kane.
whole thing about them trying to get trophies,
Højbjerg.
it just goes to show you the level of the club.
Lloris.
They're
He's over.
No, I do not. No, Egal. I agree with what you're saying. They're not a big
That's
club.
about it.
They're not a big club. They're a big brand. But if you look at their squad even 2 years ago when they had Eriksen, Son, Harry Kane, Dele Alli was fired. There's no reason for why that team hasn't won anything.
There
I've
is a
seen
reason.
worse teams
There is a
win
reason.
things.
It's not
You
the
have to
same
have
team, though,
pedigree.
is it?
You
It's
have to
not
have
the same
pedigree.
team. It's
You
not
see
the
how
same
you see
team.
how you see how Liverpool, when you guys play in the Champions League, everyone in the team has the pedigree. They just know you guys European nights. It's a thing. Chelsea, when you guys are competing for anything, the recent history shows, and they feed off that. Arsenal, when we're in the cup games, we're a cup team now, basically, with the way we play. Manchester United, same thing. Everyone has levels of standards and expectations.
You've
The
won
fans
one trophy.
don't have those expectations,
Here's
and
the
the players
thing.
cannot feed off anything.
But Gal, here's the thing: they weren't. What you're right, yeah, about say Arsenal, how it's a thing where you'll just win the FA Cup, Liverpool in the Champions League, United, Chelsea, whatever. Spurs weren't attempting in these cup competitions. Their thing
Big
was
up, Lloris.
finish top four and say get knocked out in the last 16 or quarter final of the Champions League. They weren't actually attempting, like the fact that Mourinho's
So
in
do you
this
think
cup
they were
final,
tanking?
Poch was purposely not doing much in these cup competitions in order to
Because
finish
there's
top
low
four.
ambition throughout the club, bro, from the top, from the management, from the
Ambition
ownership. There's
lacks
low
in that
ambition.
club.
Yeah. Spurs is not a top club. If Poch finished sixth but won the Carabao Cup or won the FA Cup, that is probably just as good of an achievement as being in the Champions League.
That is probably their biggest club achievement in half a decade.
Since the Audi Cup, right?
Oh yeah. How could I forget about that? Lucas Moura literally gave a speech after the game.
Wait. Don't.
Most of the
What-
RS3 club, you know.
Let me ask you, what's worse, do we think? The whole Audi Cup scenario or giving yourself a little gold trophy? I need to know.
No, but what are you talking
What's
about? Giving
worse is
yourself a
making
gold
a
trophy?
DVD of yourself winning a trophy. That's even worse, mate. I'm sorry.
No,
That's
you guys are
embarrassing.
chatting shit.
That's fucking
What's
embarrassing.
worse? Liverpool claiming that they
or
won a
taking
double
a
in a
picture,
year, but they
yeah.
only won a single.
No, you
Bro,
guys
that's
are.
old,
Hey,
fam.
Gal,
Whichever
That's
don't
old,
get
bruv.
it twisted. You guys are embarrassing
Now
for
these
making
guys are
your
talking
own
about
club
stuff
as
from
well.
24,
Own club as
2004.
well, mate.
Dead
Don't
Embarrassing.
banter.
involve. They're going to attack Chelsea. Don't get involved. They're going to attack Chelsea.
That's true,
Listen,
fam.
Come,
That's
you guys
true.
have done your own dirts too, but hey, let's not move on to that. I was just gonna give my fraud quickly. How can you let these media guys get away with it?
with what, man?
They
With
at the
what? What are
beginning
you
of the
talking about?
season, they all predicted Liverpool was gonna win the league. Now that
Yeah.
Liverpool's going through their season and they're about to lose, they're not going to defend their title at all. All the media people who picked Liverpool to win convincingly are now coincidentally saying, you know what, I picked City at the beginning of the season. They're just
That's
changing their
normal,
mind.
Miguel. That is
Yeah,
normal
and
behaviour.
that's all. That's
Everyone
also
can
because they're
predict.
fucking idiots.
Yeah,
They're
but it
not
is though,
actually watching
Indiana.
the game.
The thing is, everyone predicts on what they see. So if they see that a team like Liverpool have just come off the back of winning a Premier League and winning whatever else, they will then put them as favourites, which means that they will put them to win the league next season.
No, but
We can't
Exactly.
predict what's going to happen,
remember,
Miguel.
Jem,
That's why
remember
even
when
Manchester City
Liverpool was
were
going through the
picked as
rough
favourite.
patch, and even O'Shea was coming to us and saying, "Yo, this is different. Something's wrong with my team." And the media people were still saying, "You know what? Liverpool still are going to win it." After the
Yeah, but
after the Palace game.
I'm one of that's because I'm a normal guy, bruv. The media is not gonna
I don't know
talk
about
about.
There's no point.
Did you say normal? Did you
I
say
don't know about
normal?
that. Indiana, do we know about that? Is that true? Normal? Normal?
Yeah,
O'Shea?
that's what I'm saying.
No, maybe that wasn't the right turn of phrase, but the point is, yeah, the media is not gonna say what I'm gonna say, bruv. The media is not gonna turn around and say the problem is that look, this. Do you know what I'm saying? They're not gonna.
No, it's true. It's true. Can we touch on this quickly?
Mm.
Dulux Paint FC. I thought this was incredible. Do you know about this?
Yeah, I know
Dulux
about this.
Paint
This is funny.
Do you want to go on this, Gal? Because I know you.
Okay,
as an Arsenal
so
fan.
they tweeted something about Tottenham, and they put a picture of the trophy cabinet, and said, and basically made fun of their own club, made fun of their own sponsor club. The next day, they put on a tweet apologizing, and I think that admin guy might have been sacked.
He's probably an Arsenal fan, wasn't he? He's probably an
Yeah,
Arsenal
and
fan
also
working for
Tottenham
Dulux.
also put out a tweet.
can-
So not
We can
only
store
did
our paint in your
they
empty
did
cabinet.
two cover-up tweets after the fact.
Wow, I didn't know about that. I just seen Dulux, being Spurs sponsor, put out a tweet saying we can store our paint in your empty cabinet, and I thought it was amazing. I thought it was outstanding. But let's get back to Mourinho. So I think the same could be said for Manchester United. I don't think he got the players he thought he was going to get at United.
Nope.
And
No,
that,
but he still. Well, I say delivered. He still did well. I think with what.
do we think there was more quality at Manchester United? What I'm trying to get out here is, are the teams on par, and Mourinho has got worse?
No.
Or was Manchester United a better side?
Yes.
That United side was
Yes,
better. And
they
he
were.
just nailed it there, so.
Mourinho still the same, or was Man United side better? And
No,
Mourinho's got
Indiana.
worse
It's
also?
an easy. It's Indiana. It's an easy answer for me. The Man United team that Mourinho managed was a better squad than the Tottenham team there is now. If you look at the Tottenham team there is now, you name me the top, not even world class player, the top players that they have in their team. I could only think of maybe 3 at a push: Son, Kane, Reguilon. I don't even put Højbjerg in that. Yeah,
No,
he's a good.
Regulon's not that good.
Mate,
And
all right, cool.
Gem as well.
But wait a sec,
Even though he's not performing.
Wait a sec.
Tea
When
on
you
the
think-
agenda.
when you think of the defence, right? This is the thing I got with Spurs, right? They had Vertonghen and Toby in their prime a couple of years ago.
Never replaced.
No, they didn't. But not just that. They went to a Champions League with them in their prime. Let's be serious. Tottenham had a very good defence back in them days. They were very hard to break down.
The
They
best
had
in the
Danny
Premier
Rose
League.
on the left and they had Carl Walker on the right. And we couldn't fucking break them down. They were a hard team to play against. All day.
Yeah.
And that's why they were very good at that point. No, they didn't replace him. But at the same time, they're still carrying on from to today now with the same bullshit in the middle. And adding to that with Eric Dyer, who for me is a fucking fraud. They shouldn't even be in
I'll
the
say
team.
something about Mourinho, guys. Mourinho gets criticized a lot for leaving clubs and everything in the state that he left the clubs in. I actually don't agree with that, because when you think about it, he left Chelsea in 10th, and the next year Conte won the league with them, and he fell out with the club the same way that, or almost similar to the same way that the previous manager Jose Mourinho fell out with them. Inter, he left them at the perfect time. He won everything he could. Porto, same thing. Real Madrid was a little bit of a parting of the ways, but of course he did win them the league, which was the be on end all for them, right? And they did go on to do great things after the fact. So majority of clubs, he does leave them in a better situation than they are when he first finds them. Now Tottenham, he found them in a situation where they were just the best of their best, and they're about to decline. Every other club that he received just before they're about to hit their peak again. They're rebuilding. So this is the one team he's come to at the end of their peak, where every other team he's come at the beginning of their rebuild. What do you think about that?
We can't miss Manchester United out of that. He completely destroyed that team. He nearly
not
turned
true.
United.
That's
He did though.
That's not
He
quite
did though.
true.
The
I
way
don't
he
think-
left
I
that
don't
club
think he
was in
destroyed him.
complete
It didn't
tatters.
destroy him.
No,
I
but
don't
look
think-
at
but the way he
situation
left
came
it.
into at Manchester United. They were in Europa League. He got them out of the Europa League, won them the Europa League, won
He
them
won
out
them
of the
Europa
Cup,
League.
Bro,
won them the
Yeah,
League
and
Cup.
got him second, He got
I'm
him
not
second
talking
as
about the
well.
performances. I'm not talking about the performances. I'm talking about just the mentality in the dressing room, bro.
The
Half of
men-
those players were ready to leave a
Yeah, but
year ago,
O'Shea,
bro.
he was left with them, mate. That's what you're not really realising. He was left with them players.
No, but
yeah?
there
And them
wasn't
players were
wasn't
not bad
disarray, bro.
players, yeah?
There
He's
was no
never been
disarray
less
though.
worse than Tottenham, in my opinion.
No, but Jem, the point was though, there was no disarray. A year up until about 6-7 months ago, or until Bruno came, half of those players were ready to leave, bro. This is the point I'm saying. That's Jose's fault. If it wasn't for an
It's not
ex-legend
just
like Ole
Jose's
coming
fault.
in,
It's not just Jose's
It's not just
fault.
Jose.
Listen,
yeah, I disagree.
I hate Tottenham, but I'll tell you this: if he wins them a League Cup, that's their biggest accomplishment in a
Of
long
course it
time.
is.
And you
Of
know
course it
what?
Yeah,
is.
for
And
sure.
you know what? If they don't get top four, but they still get the League Cup, as the size of the club they are, they're gonna remember this trophy more than they're gonna remember anything
Egal,
Poch did.
if Mourinho wins them a trophy, he'll go down as one of their greatest managers in my eyes. I'm
He'll
sorry.
he
Yeah, of course.
overtakes
He would.
Haaland.
No.
And that sounds bad, but he would. He would.
No, he
You
won't.
laugh, yeah, but he
No.
would.
He'll be one
Indiana,
of the
he
great.
would.
No. He'll be one of the greatest managers who ever went to Spurs, but I don't think he'll be one of the Spurs' greatest managers.
Why
I don't
not?
he
think
will be to them.
He
No,
achieved
he
something that
won't.
Poch didn't.
No, he won't.
He went and done something
No,
that Poch
he-
didn't.
No,
This is the
Indiana,
point.
Poch
Indiana,
did.
Let
he
me
will be
explain
to
my
them,
point.
though.
Let me
Go on
explain
then.
my point. Listen, smash the like first, people. Subscribe if you're new. My point is that they're never ever gonna Spurs fans. This is the mentality. Is what I'm getting at. Harry Redknapp and Pochettino will always be better managers, no matter what
Why?
Jose does. Because
They're not though.
why? Yeah, I know, but this is what. Let me explain. It
Go on.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if Mourinho wins a
I
trophy
get what he
with them.
means.
They're in love with these guys.
Yeah.
They're in
Yeah.
love
It's
with them.
different.
It
It's
doesn't-
different.
Pathetic,
It doesn't
really.
matter. It doesn't matter.
It's different.
Yeah, I
It's
get that.
different with
They didn't win
Redknapp and
anything.
Pochettino, isn't it? It's different
Yeah.
with them too. It's like
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
love.
yeah.
That's like
Yeah,
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question? Why do you think they had so much love for Pochettino when he came to Spurs? Is it because he
Because
got
to
them
be
in
fair-
Champions League? He got them to a
got them in
final?
top
What is
four.
it?
Yeah,
to
What
be
is
fair,
it?
because to be fair, yeah, when you look at Pochettino, what he did for Spurs was like, even though he didn't win anything, it was almost like what Klopp did for us. He built them into something they'd never been before or hadn't been for many years.
Yeah, I get that.
So
Yeah.
Who is
for them,
this?
it was like,
I think because, and I've
Sean
had quite a
Dyche.
few conversations. I've had a few conversations with the Spurs fan because they, the whole slogan with their history is to dare is to do. So the whole thing with Poch and even Redknapp, the thing of almost achieving or looking like we're achieving or looking like we're challenging. They are okay with doing that, but as soon as it comes to actually, like for example, they celebrated getting into a Champions League final, even though they lost.
They still go on about it.
They celebrate about just getting top four,
Hmm.
as opposed to not actually pushing forward.
Yeah, but
They celebrate
Prime, it
about
sounds like an Arsenal fan, mate.
They celebrate, but again, even Arsenal fans, they're not okay with that either. But they know
Yeah,
that's
that's right.
what they're at. But
No.
they're not okay with that.
They weren't okay. They weren't okay with that when they had Wenger. But I'm telling you right now, they do anything to get him back.
Yeah,
and
but
have that
yes,
now.
but
Yeah.
Indiana, that is a slow progression. So they want top four for now. but they're not okay with that. For the
Mm.
that's not the goal.
Yeah, that's not
look at
the
me,
goal.
Prime.
Yeah.
Again,
Look at me, Prime.
like,
Six months ago.
Yeah.
Look at me, Prime. 6 months ago, I was taking the piss out of Arsenal fans for wanting top four, and now I'm begging for top four.
Yeah.
We warned you.
That
Did
is-
warn you.
again, that is
Thi-
the base. That should be the base level for our
This
club.
is Vel.
I think top four. That should be the base level.
Velv, what are you doing, man?
We'll
Why are you
onto-
Sean Dyson?
We'll get onto Liverpool later. That should be the base level. Should be for our clubs that we want top four. Need top four. For Spurs, they're celebrating that as an achievement, and if that's
it
what
is
they
an
want
achievement
as
for them.
fans, then that's fine. But you can't then claim that we're a
Okay,
big club
so
or you're-
we've kind of moved off the whole Mourinho thing and got into Spurs, which is cool. I don't mind Spurs slander. Jose Mourinho, is he a fraud?
No,
No.
I'm not.
No.
Jose's
No.
not.
No.
It's the Spurs
No.
fans.
He's not a fraud, man. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I don't
so
know what people expected. What
Yeah.
people expected Mourinho to do with that Spurs team. I think it's a
Exactly.
horrendous football team.
Yeah,
Honestly,
but no,
their
this,
squad is
Rachel,
shocking.
this is the thing, right? Spurs bought him because they thought they saw what he'd done in previous clubs in terms of success and thought he could implicate that at their own club, but not realizing the shit that they've got at their club. So what is he meant to fucking do? Do you know what
Do
I
you know
mean?
what pisses me off, Jem? Do you know what
Yeah,
annoys me?
crazy.
It's the
Okay, I can hear
it's the
you guys
fact
can
where
hear
you
me, right?
list you list
Yeah, we can hear you.
you list Mourinho's achievements to back up why he's a good manager and why if you back
Yeah.
him he'll win you trophies, and they go, that doesn't matter, we're Tottenham. What do you mean it doesn't matter? You're Tottenham. You are nothing. Your club is nothing. Your club
Exactly.
is nothing.
Exactly.
You say you have
no.
standards, but you want Hasenhüttl from Southampton
No,
and mid-table manager.
they're the
Well,
fourth. They're the
well,
fourth best
they'll
team in
say-
London anyway.
they'll
now,
say
so
they'll
it
say
doesn't
things
matter.
like it doesn't matter what
Yeah.
you want in other clubs, it's what you want at my club.
Exactly. It's
Yeah,
stupid.
but
He's
yet
been
you're
there
in
for
it-
like
yet-
2 years,
Well,
a year and a half.
Yet you're in a final.
okay,
Exactly.
listen, let's move on. Let's
Just before you go, can I
Mourinho-
give you guys a
Go on.
perspective?
Go
Indiana,
on, nigga.
if you look at Chelsea, Manchester United, every top club in the top six,
Mm.
even if you put plus one Leicester, they've won a league title in my lifetime. What have Tottenham won?
They won a
Audi
Carling
Cup.
Cup. They won a Carling Cup against Chelsea where Jonathan Woodgate got a header, and that was a
I remember
that was a long
that.
time
Oh my
ago.
god.
Living hell. I can't believe
Okay,
we
so
allowed them to do it.
are we putting Spurs? Was it Spurs fans? Is that what you were saying, Will?
Well, the Jose Alters, yeah. No,
The
well,
Jose-
actually, no. It's the Jose Alters that have stupid reasoning behind their argument.
Yeah, I
Oh,
agree.
yeah,
They're
yeah,
frauds.
I agree.
They're
I-
frauds.
We didn't even need to have a discussion about
Yeah.
that.
If you're a Jose
Yeah, they're
Alters
frauds.
that you can back
So-
up why, then fair enough.
They'll,
They're
Okay.
The
frauds.
thing is, they don't have actual validity to what they're saying.
Exactly.
They'll talk about things like style of play. They'll say, yeah, the players are an issue, but it's the manager and how they set them out. Well, if you have a manager that you know plays a particular style of play, and yet the players that he has is failing, it can't necessarily always be his issue if the same mistakes are always occurring. If you have a
Remember
manager
when I got
where-
laughed at?
if you have a manager where, like for example Mourinho, you know you have to back him to get the best out of him, and if you don't, he will then turn toxic.
It's true.
The toxicity,
Yeah.
yes, it is a Mourinho issue. He shouldn't be doing that. However,
But you, Prime, you,
wait, hold on. However, you're bringing him into your club. It is then your fault when he goes toxic.
Can you put up
Yeah, you know what you're
5FC's
buying.
comment? He said Egal got laughed at when he said Spurs wouldn't challenge for the league when they were top of the table. I got the last laugh, and you know what? I think all you guys understand now why I was saying they're pretenders. Until they do it,
No,
they're
Gal, you
pretenders.
weren't alone. I said it as
Yeah.
well, mate. I got
yeah, but
slated for it
Egal,
on the football terrace because
listen,
Trust me.
hang on. The reason why people don't take that seriously is because yesterday twice you mentioned about Arsenal buying Grealish, and and yeah,
Egal,
you
man,
did.
what is wrong with
and,
you? What is wrong with you?
and Arteta's name being etched in stone as a legend at the club, like.
Listen,
And plus,
once
we all
again,
know
I
you
didn't
only
say
make
legend.
Why would you
Tottenham
say
I
comments.
didn't
that
say
bullshit,
legend.
man?
I
What
said
is
he
wrong
does
with
go
you?
in the history books for winning European trophies.
What is that noise?
What is that noise? Oh wow.
Oh,
What the hell was that? Okay, so yeah, understand the levels, man. At the end of the day, no one in our club has won a European trophy since George Graham. If he wins a European trophy, and he's won an FA Cup, he does. He will be remembered. Even though he's not going to be a legend, he'll still be remembered. That's my point.
Bro, Jose Mourinho is only ever going to be remembered at Tottenham in his career as a Chelsea legend manager. That's
now
it.
we've
He's
moved
never
on.
going to be remembered for anything else.
Yeah,
Bro.
let's move on. Okay, let's put the Spurs fans on fraud watch. Okay, who are we going to go to next? Let's
Arsenal
go.
fans.
You want to go, do you?
Arsenal fans need to go on fraud watch because there
Tell
was
us
Arsenal
why.
fans saying they want us to lose and get knocked out of the Europa League, so Arteta gets sacked on the plane home.
That sounds
Why
like
are you
United.
always-
That sounds
why
like
is
United
copying
fans.
United fans, man.
What?
That's a United Ollie outer type thing, you know?
No, we all
I
have
don't
them.
think
We all have
Arteta's
them. They
getting
all
sacked,
do it.
even if he
There
loses
was a
that game.
guy who said we complained about Emery when we played Xhaka as left back. We complained about Emery when we played Torreira as number 10. But Arteta
Yeah.
does it, and he's a tactical genius. What's wrong with you guys? No, it's not that it's tactical genius. It's that we don't have anyone else that's left-footed that can play in that position besides Saka, and we need Saka in the forward position. Certain people, man, they just will never get it. There's people who wanted us to lose. There's people who picked us to lose that generally did not want us to lose, like Cam. He was afraid. Not afraid of the team, but he just
Gary, you're
didn't
going
wanna-
out the next round, mate. Emery's going to
Yeah,
do you, mate. Watch
But
that.
like, I'm not calling
That's all
Cam
we're
a fraud. I'm
saying.
just saying there's levels to it. You can say you think your team's gonna lose, and go into it cautious, but then there's levels to it, and saying, you know what, you're getting prepared to lose. Just get prepared to lose. We've lost
Be
anyway.
rest
Yeah.
assured that Arteta's got his job safe, bruv. He's not getting sacked anytime soon from Arsenal.
Yeah.
No, that's
It's not
facts.
good.
If you can finish 8th and you're lower than that position right now and he's still not out the door, he's staying. Listen,
Man
people,
said
please smash the like
Sanogo
button,
is more of a
subscribe
legend than
to the
Arteta. Get
channel.
out of here, man.
So Arsenal fans, let's get a bit more energy. Jem, should Arsenal fans go on fraud watch?
You're asking the wrong person, yeah? Clearly
No, I'm
no.
asking the right person.
You shouldn't be asking me about Arsenal fans. Arsenal fans have been frauds for the last 20 years of their lives. All the bullshit that they come out with every year. Like, let's be
English
serious.
coffee.
Let's be serious, ago. At the beginning of the
Smash the
season,
like, please, people.
at the beginning of the season, there were certain individuals that got so hyped that when they signed Partey, they said Arsenal were going to make top 4. Where are you now? You're worse off than you was last season. Embarrassing. You've got the cheek to sit there and wait a second. You've got the cheek to sit there and say that Arteta's a better manager than Frank Lampard. But Frank Lampard, even though he got sacked, got Chelsea to 4th with a team that had a ton of youths in it. Yeah, you guys have bought players, finished 8th, bought players, and then still in fucking 9th and 10th.
Listen,
What are you on? What are you
Why
on?
are we having
You're
a
talking
debate
nugget,
between
mate.
a manager who's already been
Arsenal
sacked and a manager
fans are
who's trying-
frauds, mate. I'm sorry. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Done.
Okay,
be
I'm
fair-
not
to
defending.
be
I'm
fair
not
to
defending the
Jemico.
fans. Okay, the fans. Some of our fans are absolute idiots. But when you're bringing up to add to your debate about why Arsenal fans are this or that, you bring up Lampard, bro. You seriously have a hard on with Lampard. What's going on?
No, I haven't.
He's
I
been
haven't.
sacked
I
for a
haven't got a
while
hard
now.
on for Lampard.
Igal,
Igal, my problem ain't with that is that when I go in your channel and I see you talking about Frank Lampard and Arteta being better than him and getting excited with your group, going, "Oh, Arsenal, we're better than Frank Lampard." Hang on. Let's bring it down to reality. You guys are 8th and now 9th, but Lampard finished fucking 4th. What are you talking about?
No one brings.
With
What
no
are you
transfer
talking
window.
about?
With you.
With
With
no
no
transfer window.
Embarrassing. All right, that's
Look,
fucking embarrassing.
Igal, you know you're my boy, yeah, but some of your comments alone about Arsenal earlier this season, it could warrant the whole fan base going on fraud watch, bro.
Tell him.
Like,
Okay, name
Come on,
some of them.
O'Shea,
Let
tell 'em.
entertain me.
bro, you said so many, I can't even think, bro. There should be a compilation on YouTube Rewind just for you.
No, do you know my favorite one? My favorite one was a gal watch along, and they conceded a goal, and the gal's like a gal's
You said Thomas
energy,
Partey
right?
was better than Kimmich, bro. You
Yeah,
tried to
that's-
argue Partey was better than Kimmich, bro. I was like,
No.
To be
Basically,
fair, I never answered that question.
Okay.
so you pleaded no contest.
Wait, Indiana,
So-
can I be honest though? Can I be honest with Arsenal? If I'm being objective and I'm being non-biased, if Arteta, and it is an if because they've got Villarreal, if Arteta does win the Europa League, I think he'll have to be praised a lot, if I'm being honest, for winning a trophy and getting them back in the Champions League. For me, if they did win Europa League, it would be progression, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Look, if they win the
Anyone
Europa
who
League, I'll
says
rate
it's not
Arteta.
progression to win the Europa League, you're delusional.
But then you keep getting worse in the league and still winning small trophies. So what are you gonna do next, bro? Are you gonna?
Nah,
To what
bro.
end?
Who cares
To
about the
what
league
end?
position if we win the Europa League, man?
To
So what are you
end,
gonna do
bro?
next? Finish 19th and win the Champions League? Like what's?
There's no. Gal, tell the people who you're signing if you win Europa.
No,
No,
don't
but
say it, Gal.
I'm
Come on, don't
saying,
say it. No.
if we win the Europa League, we can attract the likes of Jack Grealish, we can attract
No,
the
you
likes of
can't,
Houssem
man.
Marwa, we can
You
attract
didn't
these
say-
players. That
you
is the
didn't say
factual.
You didn't say attract.
That is the
But you
fact.
couldn't attract some Aouar last season when you finished higher in
No,
the league.
because
So
you
how are
didn't
you
have
going to
Champions
attract him
League
this
football.
season?
Igal, you didn't say the word. You did not say was attract.
No. I genuinely believe if we do get Champions League football, we're gonna get a big signing like a Jack Grealish.
No, but again, you didn't say we will get the big signing like a Jack Grealish.
Do you think he'll pay that money? He's like 80
It's not
mil,
about
right?
the money, man. To me,
It is about the money,
I
bro.
feel like we could do is we could sign a pre-agreement to get him in like a year's time.
But then you're
Ah.
excluding the fact that Aston Villa have to agree to that, or Jack Grealish has to agree to that. This isn't like
There's
this
a lot
isn't
of things. There's
GTA
a
where
lot
you
of
can
things
just walk up to
Wait,
someone
how
and
there's a
are
take
lot
their
of
you-
player.
ifs, buts, and maybes. But one thing that's for sure, there's a lot of well-ads in our fan base, and we all
Well,
agree
maybe
that.
the bank will give me
Hold on,
100 grand loan tomorrow.
Hold on.
Again, maybe,
We already have to pay back 120.
but again, maybe the bank will give me a £1 million loan tomorrow. But it's probably not going to happen, bro. Like there's a lot of ifs and
Okay,
maybes, bro.
you guys keep talking about players that we can't attract. Did you forget? Did you forget that we got Thomas Partey, we got Aubameyang, we got Lacazette, we got all
And
these
look how
players.
that's worked out for you. That hasn't worked out great, bro.
I get that, but we've gotten all these players who are highly touted.
These were players that
at a
had no
time when
ambition.
we when
Aubameyang
we
was
were
coming to
struggling.
the end of his career, bro. That was his last big contract.
Question. How many other teams at the time you bought these players actually put in a bid?
Prime. Let me just dead his argument now, bro. The only reason you got Aubameyang was because he was 29 and it was the last big contract he was ever going to get, and you were the only team that really made an effort to get him. And the only reason you got Partey is because, and the only reason you got Partey was because you were lucky enough to find a player that actually happens to support Arsenal. That was it, bro. You're not attracting any other player, bro. You like Odegaard only went to you because Real Madrid loaned him to you.
And because Leicester didn't want him.
The only thing Arsenal were attracted is Lewis Dunk from Brighton. That's about it, mate.
Nah,
They don't get
And
anything
when
better
another
than that,
and when
mate.
another big name
Wait, you
and
know
when another big
Aubameyang-
club
Look at Gal's face. He gets so annoyed. Look.
I'm still backing the move, Jem. I'm still backing Danny Drinkwater ends up at Arsenal.
Hey, did he better than
I'm
Lewis
still
Dunk?
backing
That's
it.
worse.
Actually-
That's worse.
Okay, you guys are. I
That's
get the
worse.
banter. Let's get back
It's
to
not
reality
banter.
now, okay?
That is reality. I
The
think
reality
Danny
is
Drinkwater.
situation-
Gal,
ends
when
up
are you
at
going to accept
Arsenal.
that
To be
your
fair,
team?
though,
Wait,
Who
People.
made
Let me
Jem,
answer to
Jem,
Igal.
who made
Igal.
you jury executioner? You're talking
No,
about
Igal. I've got a serious. Honestly, I'm going to be serious with you, right? You guys have been right. Last season, you bought players to improve your squad, right? What was it at the beginning of the season that you thought that Arsenal can do at this period now? Where did you think that your team would be at this point right now with the players that you bought? On a serious note, let's be serious.
I thought we would at least be 10 points higher in the league.
So if you finished 8th, then you should be what, roughly around 6/5th, roughly? Are we talking about
I
around
thought
there?
we should be 5th or 4th.
4th.
5th or 4th, yeah.
Okay, cool. So in your eyes, right, as much as you back Arteta, do you not feel like he's failed you in many ways?
I feel like Arteta has been underwhelming at times, but of course there's been a lot of factors to get us there.
Underwhelming.
I think you just put your expectations too high, bro. I thought I was going to be married to Rihanna by the time I was 20, and it hasn't happened, bro.
No, that's not.
I'm not even trying to banter him. I'm trying to be
That's
serious with him.
that's just being disillusional. Not disillusioned. That's just being delusional.
To be fair though,
Rihanna,
Miguel, you know Aubameyang when you got him, even before Arsenal, Aubameyang was winning like the odd German Cup and small trophies. He literally didn't even upgrade in club. Really, he just stayed at the same level.
Yeah, but he also.
If you look
won
at the
trophy
players like
last
Lacazette,
season.
Lacazette was okay.
Listen, as
He
much
was
as
good.
you guys want to throw
He was good in the French
No,
league.
no.
He
Do
wasn't.
you realize what happened? Aubameyang
We're not
left.
throwing salt.
Aubameyang left.
Listen, this is not about what we are as fans.
Aubameyang
This is
left.
about
Thought
the
he was
dumb fans.
upgrading a club. The club he left upgraded their players.
Igal,
That's literally what happened.
What makes you think that Grealish? All right, I'll just ask you a question as an Arsenal fan. Not talking about you, just as Arsenal fans in general. What makes you think that Grealish would sign for Arsenal if you don't finish above him?
Okay, if Okay, I'm gonna just put it this way:
I'm being
if
honest.
no one
I'm
else
just answering to it.
besides
Basically,
if
you
none
don't
of the
have an
other
answer.
big boys in the Premier League come after him to
Okay.
sign him, and
Okay.
no major club in Europe is coming to sign him, and we actually put the money up,
Mhm.
I think he'll still make the move.
So basically, what you're saying is you're hoping for a player who's had one of his best seasons that no other club is going to come for him out of all the hundreds in Europe, and that
Yeah.
somehow Kroenke decides to break the bank once in however many years
Do that.
and
No,
signs
no,
this player.
that's not what
So
I'm saying.
basically,
What I'm
guy,
saying
what
is
I'm
what
hoping
I'm
for,
saying is
let
lightning.
me tell you what I'm hoping for.
No,
I'm hoping.
bro. Instead
No,
of
let
instead
me
of
tell
turning
you.
it
Let me
into a
tell you,
joke,
bro. Let me
instead
just
of
tell
turning
you.
it into a joke, actually
I'm being
take in what I
serious.
said.
I'm being serious, bro. Let me tell you what I'm hoping for, bro. I'm just saying, innit? I hope, yeah,
Rachel's loving
that
it.
I hope Rihanna comes and knocks on my door tomorrow and tells me that she wants to marry me and she's gonna take me to America and we're gonna. That's what I hope, innit? If
Okay,
that happens, yeah,
and then when
I'll
we
let you
get
know,
you
innit?
back to reality, right? We're gonna
But
talk
that's what I'm
about the
trying to do
actual
for you,
situation
bruv,
here.
because you've taken the blue pill and gone back into the Matrix, and I'm trying to get you into real life, bruv.
Oh, you gotta laugh.
Okay, you guys are
I
having fun.
missed those shame,
Okay,
man.
are we done? Are we done?
Yeah, we're done.
Cracking jokes.
Sorry,
The real thing is, you guys keep talking about can Arsenal attract players? Yes, we can attract players. You guys are obviously throwing salt, and it's just dead banter. But when Chelsea
Of course, you
are
can
in
attract
10th,
players, just not
no,
players
no,
of
no. Let me
Grealish's
finish.
level.
When Chelsea are in 10th, and you guys are still getting N'Golo Conte, who just won the league, and you're getting Conte, the manager from Italy. When Arsenal are outside of the Champions League spots and still attracting top players. When Manchester United are getting the most expensive midfielder in the world outside of
But
Champions
that's
League
because they're
football.
Manchester United, bruv.
All these things you guys are talking about, and you guys are saying Arsenal can
You're
attract
not the
players.
same
Igal,
club,
Igal,
Igal.
this
You
is
are
where
not
you get
Manchester
mixed up.
United, bruv.
Wait, hold on,
This is
Igal.
where you get mixed up.
Igal. Chelsea finished
Bruv, not
10th.
even
We had to-
Liverpool can attract players like
Igal,
United, bruv.
hold on.
Like,
Okay, hold on. Igal, Chelsea finished 10th, and we attracted Kante and Antonio Conte. Where did we finish
Yeah.
the season before? We won the league.
Won
Manchester
the league.
United, 2 seasons before that, they won the league.
fam, when you were
What
comfortably
What
finishing
happened
top
last
four
season
every
for us?
season,
Did we not win
Pedigree.
What
that
did
league?
Arsenal do?
That's pedigree.
when you were
They won
comfortably
the
finishing
Premier
top
League.
four, when
They
you were
won the
comfortably
Premier League.
finishing top four every season, yeah, when you were finishing top four every season under Wenger, both Suarez, Vardy, Benzema, and Thomas Lemar refused to sign for you. And that was when you were at your best in years. And all of those
Thomas
world-class
Lemar,
players didn't
Thomas
want to sign
Lemar
for
The
did
you.
whole
not refuse to
Kante
sign
thing.
for us when we were in the
Wait,
Champions League.
And then changed his mind at the last minute when he realised Wagwan.
Egal, the
So
whole Kante thing is different.
No, I get that. Let's not get into
Because
semantics.
Kante
My
had
point
one
is,
world-class season.
when people keep saying these things, you guys obviously throwing salt.
Igal.
It's dead banter. It's not real.
No.
It's almost like, you know what it is?
Igal.
Oh,
It's
really?
almost like, you know
I've
what
got
it
to
is?
answer this.
It's
Igal.
like
What?
talking to a guy. It's like talking to a guy who doesn't know how to drive, and he's making fun of your driving.
Igal. 1 second. No. 1 second.
You could sign
Igal.
Grealish
bruv,
if
you're
no one
talking
else
you're
goes
talking
for
to
it.
you're talking to free fans. You're talking to fans of three different clubs that have won Champions Leagues, bruv.
O'Shea,
You
1
haven't
second.
you've won an FA Cup and a Community Shield.
Let me ask Igal this, right? What makes you think, right, in the last 20 years that Arsenal have been underperforming, that you still think that you can sign top class or / world class players to Arsenal? What makes you think that they will look at Arsenal and go, "Oh, yeah, do you know what? You know, there's a lot going on there. I want to sign for them." When you've got someone like, I don't know, Leicester, let's say Leicester, for example, who are sitting in third right now, have a project that's working for them, yeah,
Better
in the
manager.
Champions League position, better manager. Why the fuck would they want to go to Arsenal, who are sitting mid-table, when they've got a team that's fighting for Champions League? Not even if they fall out of Champions League, they're in the Europa League. What makes you think that you're more attractive? Go on, tell me.
Okay, one, there's players still value their club's name and its prestige as much as you guys don't want to talk about that. That's one. Two, financially, we can pay more than majority of these other clubs because we do still have a large pay scale within our budget, right?
Okay.
Three, when it comes down to getting back into Europe and being that player who raises the profile back of Arsenal, marketability wise, that is massive. Being at Arsenal in comparison to a Leicester, right? Don't even try to compare Leicester's marketability to Arsenal's marketability for a player.
Depends whether you're in Thailand or
They're
not.
able to lift their profile a lot more at being at Arsenal than being at Leicester. Okay. And then finally, you guys keep talking about Arsenal being bad. The players not wanting to come in world football. In there is still stature of levels for teams. AC Milan might not be it's the same team, but it can still attract certain players. Inter Milan may not be the same team. They're still allowed to attract.
But you're not
certain
AC
players
Milan, bro.
based
You're
on their
talking about a
history
team that
of
was
the
an
club.
institution
So as
for
much as
20
you guys
years,
don't want to
bro.
talk about
Yeah.
it, these things are all factors.
20
Bro,
years ago was a
Egal,
long
can I just
time ago,
speak
man.
for a second? Let me just say this, Egal. Yeah, the two comparisons you've made in this whole conversation was United and AC Milan. United is a team, first of all, that is arguably the greatest footballing team to ever play the game, and AC Milan is not far behind them, bro. You are a great British team, but that's about it, bro. And you're talking about marketability. We can see in recent years that players don't really go for marketability. That's why James Rodriguez went to Everton. That's why these other big name players, like who was the other player that they signed? Everton, another big name player that other teams have tried to get. Players are looking at teams that can give them options now. That's why Leicester are able to replace the likes of Maguire and Chilwell easily, because players are looking at clubs that give them a future. They're not looking at old has-been clubs that used to be a big name, bro. And that's what you guys are, bro.
No, but you guys are bantering about world-class players. No one here
O'Shea,
is
can I
trying to
add to your
sign
point
world.
a little bit as well
No,
with AC Milan?
No one here at Arsenal is saying we're
What
going
did
to
you say,
spend
Will?
money on. No one at Arsenal is trying to spend money on Haaland or get these world-class players that you guys are talking
Wait,
about.
no,
We're trying to get
no.
our recruiting right. We're trying to
Yeah,
get our
but
recruitment right.
I'm sorry.
But then it doesn't either way.
But
Sorry, go
Grealish
on,
is going to
India.
be around. Grealish is going to be around that sort of money.
No. We can spend that money.
Grealish is going to be around the Sancho money, I think.
We could spend
No, I
that
think
money
he'll go
based
for
on the
80,
fact that
70
we have
million.
the
70,
budget.
yeah,
but I
maybe
think
even a little bit more due to his contract.
I don't think Sancho's going for 100 million.
Listen,
I
we
think
might
it's
not,
going
we
for a
might
lot
not get
less.
Grealish. We might not get Grealish.
Wait, Egal, wait a minute, Egal. I need to counter one of your points. Egal, you mentioned AC Milan and how they can still attract players. The reason that it's taken them so long to challenge for Champions League football again is because they've struggled to attract players recently. If you can tell me, apart from Ibrahimovic, a massive name player that signed for AC Milan, that is up there with, that is as big as a name of a Jack Grealish or a player bigger than that, then be my guest. Tell me.
No, it's not about the names. Once again, you guys are getting too caught up in names. I'm talking about when
No, but it
attracting
is, that's-
players. You need to
it-
attract
Egal,
young
let me
role
just address
players
this
that-
comment.
that
Can I
have
just
the
address this comment?
scope to grow.
Can I just address this comment? Yeah, that Lauren, you've tried to counter my argument, but you've just strengthened it, because that just shows you again. Not only are Arsenal not an attractive club because of their performances over 16 years, but
I
their
think
manager
Lauren was
isn't
agreeing with
attractive.
you, O'Shea.
Look at their manager. Oh, was she agreeing with me? Well, then
Yeah.
there we go. But you've got
Yeah.
you don't even have an attractive manager. Like, look at your manager, bro. You get where I'm coming from? Like, there's nothing attractive, and you can't use the London thing because West Ham and Chelsea are in London, and they've both performed better than you this season. So you can't use the
Here we
London
go.
thing.
See what I'm saying?
So
Reported
is
price
West
for
Ham
Sancho
all of a
is
sudden now going to be
86
signing
mil.
Patson Daka as their striker?
I'm
No,
not saying West
they're
Ham are
going
going
to
to be signing
Eddie
Patson Daka,
Nketiah
bro.
from us, and we're going to
Bro,
go
I'm
use
not
that
sa-
money to go sign a better striker.
But this is the problem, Miguel, because you find yourself at a double-edged sword, because you're not going to sign world-class superstars, but then the young
We don't need
up-and-coming
to.
British.
Did you
But
sign a bunch
listen
of
to what I'm
world-class
saying.
superstars? No, you didn't.
Listen to what I'm saying, bro. Listen to what I'm saying. These young players that you want to sign, like these up-and-coming young players, other clubs like Leeds and West Ham and Aston Villa, who can be feeder clubs for them, are going to get them before you, because they're going to
No,
see
they're
that as a more
not.
ambitious step. Yes, they
No,
are,
they're
bro.
not, bro. O'Shea,
Yeah, no,
you're
they
my
are.
guy,
The
or you're
agents will do
absolutely
that.
talking rubbish.
No,
There's
he's
no
not.
way.
He's not,
There's no
Egal.
way that
He's
Patson
not
Daka is
talking
going to make a
rubbish.
move from
These
RB
younger players are
Salzburg
going to
to
these
Leeds.
younger players are going to go
Why
to
not?
Leicester or
Listen to what
Leeds.
you're saying.
Leeds,
Listen to what
Leeds
you're
are a
saying.
big club.
You're
Leeds
saying
are a big club.
no. I'm not saying Leeds are not. I'm not putting down Leeds. I'm just saying if you're a player and you have a choice between a move to Arsenal or a move to Leeds, and it's the same. It's the same pay package. Everything's the same. The level of profile of a player you could be from being at Arsenal is much bigger
No,
than
Okay,
hang
what
Egal,
on.
let me ask you this
no matter
question.
what,
Egal,
you're
Egal, hang on a second, India.
There's more to
India,
this.
now. Let me ask you this question, Egal. Can I just ask him this one question? Sorry,
go on.
India. Let me just ask you this one question. Okay, then. So then, off your own logic, then, if United were to say, "Look, we're selling Jesse Lingard at the end of the season. Who wants him?" Do you think Jesse Lingard would choose Arsenal over staying at West Ham if you both offered the same contract?
No.
I wouldn't want him.
No, but it's not about. I didn't ask you that,
Right,
brother. I asked you, would he choose Arsenal over West Ham, because he's in that caliber of player who isn't world class, but he's still he's a decent player who'd go for
I
a
wouldn't
decent
want
amount of
him,
money.
so I can't entertain.
I'm not asking you that
genuinely
question.
cannot entertain this question because it's a player
But
that I
that's
have no
irrelevant,
desire
though.
of having at my
I'm
club.
not
I'm
asking
sorry.
you. I'm not asking you whether you want him. Do you think he would choose
Bro,
Arsenal over West
who
Ham?
would you rather take, Mustafi or Kabak? Come on, silly
But I'm not
questions.
asking. I'm not asking about who would you rather take as a
again,
fan. I'm asking who would the player choose. That's
Okay,
what
I
I'm
personally
asking.
feel like Jesse Lingard would be silly to make a move to Arsenal when the West Ham move is already working for him.
Well, then there you go. But it's the same thing with these
No,
young
but it's
players. They're
different
gonna
because Jesse Lingard's
Igal,
already there on loan.
Igal, you're not gonna get the
It's not
superstars.
You said
It's not different. This is the point, Igal. You're Arsenal Football Club. You should still be a more attractive proposition for any player. But
That's
the
what I'm
point,
saying.
yes, but you're not. The
Why
fact
not?
is, you're not. The Leeds point is perfect. So if you're a young player, let's take Haaland last
Okay,
year.
let's
or
do
year-
Osman
no,
Edwards, for example.
okay, whoever you want, right? Whoever you want, and your goal is, I don't know,
Play for France as a striker.
a Man City or a Real Madrid, like someone at near the top of their league. Are you going to go to Arsenal, where you're likely to get tied up and it's hard to make a move, or are you going to go to Leeds, play in the Premier League as a young player, where your agent can get you a buyout clause, and you can move on to a bigger club? Because that's the position Arsenal are in now. Arsenal are a mid-table club. You're not in a position to keep hold of your players. You cannot keep going out and spending this stupid money on wages. You can't do it. So you're going to have to be a little bit more sensible in the market of what you're buying. Academy looks great in terms of the players that have come through. Kieran Tierney, I think he's a great left back, the best Scottish left back in the league. But what I'm saying is that you can't have a Grealish come in and blow a budget like that. For me, I don't think he'd want Arsenal. I don't think it'd be good. I don't think it'd be a good
Indiana,
move
can I
for
make
him.
a point quickly about Grealish?
Go on.
Because Igal, you said about Grealish, you use Grealish as an example, but then you said that you don't need the biggest names, but you're using marketability, sorry, as an argument. I don't understand that. Grealish as an English player is very special. He's one of England's best players.
He's not going
Clubs
cheap, Will.
and
He's not
big
going cheap.
companies are going to want to make him one of the biggest names out there. He will go for a minimum of 80 million, and I'm sure teams like Man City will be in for him.
Yes.
Okay,
He's
why
perfect
would
for
Man City be in for him if they don't have a fit for him?
Why don't they have a fit for him?
Where does he fit in that team?
He can play in Sterling's position because Sterling's had a terrible season. And
He
they
could-
move on players.
Why do you not
Sterling
think
playing
Man
right.
United wouldn't want him?
Listen, Man
we've
United
already
have bigger
seen-
issues.
we've already seen
They
that.
need to worry about getting Jadon Sancho or a right winger.
We've
They need to
already
target,
seen that
they need to
City are
target
willing to
other
buy
areas.
players.
If they get another midfielder in without Pogba leaving, it makes no sense.
We've
But
already
Igal-
seen
What
that
does Spurs do
City.
you? What does Spurs do you to him?
Igal, can I ask a
Spurs
question?
have no money to spend in the first place, mate.
You
Here we
say
go.
that,
Look,
but they spent money
Leeds
last
fan
season.
Mark Viduka. Good to see this guy back, man. He never comes on fraud.
Mark Viduka, my guy.
Igal, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
If you say you buy Jack Grealish in the summer, you spend 80 million on him, you put him on some good wages, for example, are you going to buy anyone else?
No.
We are probably what we're gonna do is we're looking to get rid of Lacazette, Eddie Nketiah, El Neni. Ceballos is gonna go back on.
I
go
know,
back
I
to Real
understand
Madrid.
all that. I understand all that, but I'm saying, like, Arsenal's problems are like throughout the team. You bring
No,
in Jack
but of
Grealish,
course.
and then what's going to happen then?
But the thing is, Rachel,
Nothing, Rachel.
If
Nothing.
if we have a Jack Grealish, we immediately have a talisman like you guys do in Bruno Fernandes.
Facts.
With Jack
That's
Grealish,
actually facts.
you have somebody who can win you a game or
Bollocks, Indiana, don't
unlock a
start.
defense
That is facts.
single-handedly by himself.
Better than
And
Martial.
we don't have those players in our team. We're depending on Smith Rowe and Odegaard, who, to be fair to them, they're minors in this game in comparison to a Jack Grealish.
Igal, you know your point on Manchester City.
You're
about
gonna
they
re-sign
don't
Odegaard.
have-
That's what's
Bullshit.
gonna
Why were you
happen.
even talking about this bullshit?
You know
Rachel,
your
does that
point,
answer
yeah.
your question?
Yeah, it does, but like, I think Arsenal's problems are deeper. Like, I understand he'll bring a different dimension to your team and he'll be a talisman, but your problems are deeper than just the attacking midfield sort of area or creativity problem. You've got a problem throughout your
No,
entire
but that
team.
was our biggest issue at the beginning of the season. If we did have
No,
Odegaard and
Egal.
Smith
No, it
Rowe healthy
wasn't.
from the
There's
beginning of the season, we would not be where we
there's-
are today.
Egal. There's a mentality problem at your club, and do you know why that is? Because you haven't got a spine throughout your team, which means that it doesn't matter who the fuck you bring in, because if you don't have a leader from the back to the front, you ain't getting nowhere. And
Okay,
that's your
so if you
problem,
bring a
because you
leader
rely
in
on
like
Granit
Jack
Xhaka.
Grealish, you're not getting nowhere.
Well, no, but he's
That
an
is-
answer
that-
to
that-
one of your
that
problems.
improves
But
one
what I'm saying
aspect.
is, look at your defense. Is it good enough? Is your defense
Our
good enough?
defense has actually been the better part of our season. It's been
It
more
fucking
our
should be.
midfield
You've
than our
got
attack.
9 centre backs to choose from.
Bro, the defense has not been the issue. The issue has been what's in front of the
It's got to be a
midfield.
bit even
We've been
midfield.
depending on.
Fucking 10th.
Big Al, there's two sides of this, right? Your defense has been pretty good because Arteta's played very pragmatic in a lot of games. If you start opening up because you've got Jack Grealish all of a sudden, you're gonna start conceding
No,
more goals, and all your
Rachel.
deficiencies are gonna show.
Rachel,
Yeah, I
in
agree.
front of our okay, we have our defense, we have our midfield. In front of the midfield of Partey and Xhaka, you know what's in front of them? You have Smith Rowe or Odegaard in the 10. In the right, you have either Pepe or Saka, and on
Oh
the
my
left, you
God,
have
you-
either
Oh,
Willian
wow, that's great.
or
Yeah.
you have
Look
either
out.
Willian
I
or Smith Rowe
understand
or
that.
Aubameyang.
That's not
They
the
have
point
all
I'm
been
making.
underachieving.
No,
You've put this together on FIFA, haven't you?
Gunner Express, mate. Do one. That's all I'm gonna say. See you later.
Ego,
No, he
Ego,
has been this
Ego,
season. He's been better than Werner.
Do
That,
one.
that is
Oh,
undeniable.
Egal, give it a break.
Ego,
He has
Ego.
been
You
nice.
know
The
you,
man
you
has
know
more
your
I know
goals
point.
and
The
assists
man's got
on all
more
counts
goal
combined.
contributions than any player at Chelsea, and you're sitting there telling me that Lacazette's done more. Shut up.
And
Don't
and
go
more
on quality.
Statistically, he has.
and Jem, I'm gonna back your point here on Werner. More goal line clearances than Thiago Silva.
Exactly. There you go. More goal line clearances. Yeah, you see that?
Ego, Ego, and you know your point on Manchester City as well, saying that they don't have a place for him. You know that makes no sense because City will still buy him just to put him on the bench, and they'll give him stupid money. And Pep Guardiola likes players like that where he can do mad
Yes.
formations and play different players in different. So that doesn't make sense because they'll sign like 5 players in the same position just for jokes. That's what they do, bro.
Listen,
I
Jack
I
Grealish,
swear
there is
Barcelona were looking at Bernardo
there is
Silva.
no feasible position available for Jack Grealish at Manchester City, especially
That
when they
doesn't
just
mean
lost
anything.
Fernand Torres
That
last
doesn't.
season.
That doesn't.
Jacob Palmer
They have
left to replace
Sterling,
Sterling.
they have Riyad Mahrez, they have
not
Phil
true at
Foden,
all.
they have Gundogan, they have De Bruyne, they have
Grealish is a better. Grealish technically is better than Sterling. He could start over him easily.
Oh yeah.
no. But my point
It's
is my
Sterling
point is
carries on the form, yeah.
Foden recently has been
they have
benching
too many
Sterling.
issues. They have too many
Better than
issues
Mount.
if they have so many players that they can't get any of those guys game time.
Ego,
They're not gonna
Ego,
do that.
Ego.
Oh yeah, Indiana
Ego,
Foden's better.
Will's just said it perfectly. Yeah, Jack Grealish is technically better than Sterling, and Pep Guardiola would love a situation like that to have Sterling and Grealish battling for the same
Oh,
spot.
yeah.
He'd thrive off that.
No, but you're also
And-
forgetting the fact that City do not spend that much money on an individual player unless it's absolutely necessary.
Yes, but
That's
Gal,
just
you
no.
know,
That's just
Egal,
because
what I'm
they
saying
haven't
is,
yet.
right, if Man
That's
City
no, but that's just
come-
because they
if-
haven't yet. Because
if
they
Man
haven't
City-
seen the right player.
If Man City come knocking the door
Rafinha's
for Grealish,
because they pay,
Hey,
it's because they
Egal,
pay
Egal.
cash up front. They pay a lot.
Egal.
Yeah, but Ego,
If-
that's only because they haven't had the chance to spend that money yet because they haven't wanted to get that sort
How
of
much
player.
is
But if
Grealish
you
at the
think,
moment? What's his market value right now? We
It's
know?
got to be around 80. It's got to be around 80.
80 to 100 million.
All right,
pounds.
cool.
With his
To be
contract,
fair,
it'll probably be around
100
70
million.
million.
You're not spending 100
70
million
to
on
90.
no, but
Grealish.
nor Man City though. Indiana.
And
They
if
don't
you
like doing
do,
that,
I'm
so-
sorry, Egal, if you do, I beg you, please do not get gassed because that will be your whole budget on one player.
That's exactly the point I was making. You
That's
need to address other
ridiculous.
issues.
If
in
Arsenal
your
sign
team.
Grealish this summer, we've all got to do a written apology.
Listen,
We've all got to do a written apology
Egal,
if Grealish goes to Arsenal.
No, not at all. Because I'm making this point a minute. That I'm not apologising for it because I think it's a stupid move, and it would suggest that he's only going for money. I love Erling Haaland. I think he's a great striker, but Manchester United have got loads of holes they need to fill. A DM, got no right winger, a centre back, not replacement, but another option in right back. If Manchester United went out and blew the budget on Haaland, I'd be pissed.
Same.
I would not be happy.
Yeah, for what
You've got
he's
to think about
demanding,
this.
it makes no sense, does it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's just say Arsenal have got 100 million to spend. Would you not prefer they went and got a decent midfielder and a striker, 50 mil pop,
even
or
though
a
that's what
decent
they need,
a decent
Indiana,
right back, Wouldn't you prefer that? Hang on, Shay. Before you go, people, please smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. All of our links are in the description. Please smash that like. Subscribe to the channel.
Yes,
Go on,
people.
Shay. Sorry.
Even though that's what they need, don't get it twisted. If they signed Jack Grealish, they'd be on smoke, bruv. Because even though their defense is terrible and they've got a terrible central defensive lineup, you look at how they've played this season since Odegaard's come in, and they've had some brilliant performances. If they had a player like Grealish at number 10, they'd be on smoke. Don't get it twisted. They'd be like Liverpool in 17 when we had a terrible defense, but we just scored. Bruv, like they'd be on smoke.
No, but can I explain something to you guys?
Yeah, go
Our
on.
defense has not been the issue. It's been what's in front of the midfield has not been firing.
Rams
We
loves
have
his
not
VHS.
had Aubameyang has not been firing. Pepe has been chopped and changed the whole season by Arteta. Saka has been good, but he himself is not ready to score 20 goals a season. He's missed a lot of one-on-one.
But
chances
Egal, you're
on
going back
goal.
in circles. Rachel countered this point a minute ago.
What?
Rachel literally countered this point a minute ago about your defense.
Yeah, that's true. He does play
You're literally
pragmatic.
repeating what you said a few minutes ago when Rachel answered it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Thanks for stopping me before doing that. I don't want to waste my energy on repeating myself.
Let's move on. We spent a lot of
Yeah,
time.
so
do
I
you
mean,
an
that was the
hour
Arsenal
about
fan base, but it
fucking
turned
Arsenal?
into
What's
me.
going on
So
there, man?
let's
Yeah,
just
because
put the whole...
you literally asked us. You literally asked us to put it on you. Those were
No,
your
but it
words.
wasn't me. It was about the
Yes, it was.
Arteta out people.
You said you. Okay.
Let's,
Rachel,
hey,
have
Indiana,
you-
let's move
yeah,
on.
Yeah.
Let's move
Rachel,
on.
have you got a fraud you want to put on?
I want to put the coaching merchants on fraud watch.
Oh, the
Coaching
Poch guys.
merchants.
Poch FC.
Oh, go on. Yes.
Yeah, so
What do you mean, Rachel? Tell us.
my
Yeah.
issue is that when a new coach or a new manager comes into a team and a team starts to play better or they start to get better results, and people say it's because the coach has done this and this mistake a week, I struggle to understand why people think that it's a coaching thing, because it takes time for a coach to implement the style of football that they want to play, right? It takes months. Even Tuchel with Chelsea, it's not it wasn't a coaching thing. It was more of he looked at his team, he saw the deficiencies in the back, and he saw the deficiencies going forward. And he basically did a formation where he has 3 centre backs, he has 2 holding sort of players, decent passes, but nothing special in terms of like being able to hold a midfield. And he said, let me solidify this team, make sure we don't concede, and then if we can try and score some goals, we'll score the goals with the players that we have. And that's why they struggled creatively for the first like few weeks especially. And they'll get better, don't get me wrong, but this whole idea that a coach will come in within a week and he will transform a team or transform a particular player is absolute nonsense.
Yeah,
Mm.
And I need people to
nonsense,
understand
yeah.
it. It makes me ill, like physically sick. I can't deal with it.
Oh, Rachel, can I
I
add
think,
to your
do you know what
point?
it is, Rachel? Do you know what it is, right? Go on.
Yeah, let Will go.
I'm
Go on,
sick
go on.
and tired of football fans going week in, week out, going, oh, I don't like our manager. He doesn't change his philosophy. Like, shut the fuck up. Our philosophy takes years and years to study. Like, are you dumb? Are you physically stupid? You're making me lose brain cells.
Name names.
I want my manager to change his philosophy. I'm not naming names.
Team
Call
names.
them
Team
up.
names.
You know what pisses me off?
Rachel.
It's fraud watch. It's
Yeah.
fraud
You know
watch.
what pisses me off about the whole manager thing? Every
on.
single week it changes to fit their narrative. So one week, he chops and changes too often the team. Then it's he plays the same team too often. He's running them to the ground. Pick one. Like what the hell?
He's right.
The last manager you didn't like him because he picked the same team every season, and the next manager comes in, you're like he changes the team too often. Which one is it? Pick one.
You know what's funny about
Yes,
that?
but can I go on,
Oh, go on.
Rachel? Go on.
No, go on,
No,
go
go
on.
on, Rachel.
No, I was going to say that Mourinho at Chelsea was known for not changing his team, and it worked because he had a starting 11 that consistently started together, who performed well together. And then now it's why don't these managers change the system, change the formation, change the players? And I'm just like,
Rachel, can I answer that
it's
question?
unreal. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so the reason I'm going to use Chelsea as an example because I'm a Chelsea fan, so it's easier for me to explain rather than using another team right now. But
Yeah.
the reason Tuchel came in, right, and he implemented a system. I don't know if Prime agrees with me because he's a Chelsea fan, but he implemented a system that actually brought the best out of certain individuals, and this is why I say that certain players are adaptable depending on what system or style that's played before a game. So the way Tuchel's set up at the moment works for Christensen. It works for Jorginho. So these type of players are thriving from the systems that are being implemented. Now, it's a benefit for us as a football club because in many ways we haven't seen these players hit the standards that they are this season. For me, Jorginho's having his best season under Tuchel and I've seen him ever at Chelsea. And probably the same with Christensen in many ways as well. But it just shows how important a manager is who can come in and adapt to what the players need or want to get the best out of them. But not only just that, because there's certain individuals that are in the team that can adapt to different types of systems. So Kante, for example, can play in what we're playing now. But if we switch to a 4 at the back and
It's
it was
a
two in
box
the
to
middle,
box DM in it, Jim.
exactly, yeah. So what I'm
Jem,
saying
do
is
you know
there's certain
what?
individuals
Wait,
that can,
Indiana, can I
there's
just say
certain individuals that can adapt to any system, and there's only certain individuals can adapt
Jem, do you
to
know what
one
that proves?
system.
Do
Does
you
that
know
make
what that
sense?
proves?
Yeah.
It proves
So
how
that's the problem we've
stupid
got.
we've been in the last few years when purchasing players and not having not backing managers properly. Then we sack them. Then we have to sort of back another manager who could play differently, have a different system, and that's why our squad is very. The difference between Pep Guardiola and our squad, Man City squad and our squad, they've had a proper plan with a proper manager, and most of the players that Pep has suits the way he wants to play. So it's a lot easier to change your team.
Yes, it is. Of course it is.
Are you
And if he
conceding
doesn't,
that
if Pep
Jorginho?
doesn't
What
like
was
them,
that
he
split?
gets rid of them.
Jim,
Do you know what I would
Yeah.
say to that though?
Mm.
Oh, sorry. Go on, Nico. Go on.
I just want to say one thing. So Jorginho turns his form. As fans, we have to change our narratives and opinions on a player. If they start to turn their form around and they show that they're good enough to play in this system, you know what? At times we need to say, you know what? Hey, he might have been letting us down in the first half of the season, but now that this manager's come in, he looks better. And you know what? Maybe he's not as bad as I thought he was. Are you willing to concede that at times?
Yeah, but then what worries me, Gal, is when your system gets found out, because let's be serious, a system never lasts for longer than a year and a half. Let's just say out of originality, because I look at Conte, for example, who switched the system when we won the league, and the season after, it didn't work for him. He got found out very easily. It's that the players that he's got, when he switches that system, can he adapt to the system that he decides to change it to? The problem I got is I don't think the players that we've got, certain individuals can't adapt to a change. Does that make sense? So that's the issue.
I get what you mean, Jim, and it pretty much
that is down to the board. You can't necessarily blame Conte for everything second season because there are players that he wanted.
No, I get that.
Prime. But
that's not my point. No, yeah.
No, I think some of the blame had to go to the recruitment because
I understand what your point is. You're saying the system getting found out. Well, again, you know there are players in this team that aren't going to be good enough long term. So it won't necessarily be the system per se getting found out. It's them getting found out.
Also,
we need better players.
No, but you know what it is? The best managers, like Pep Guardiola is a really good example of this. Pep Guardiola has his style of football that he's been playing for many, many years, like with his teams. But what Pep Guardiola has done is even though the style of football was the same, he's adapted to the Premier League in particular.
Yes, that's what I was about to say. Yeah.
Yeah. So like certain games as well.
Exactly.
Like against Man United as well. Like he would be a bit more pragmatic because he knows that Man United will do him on the counter, and we have done for the last couple of seasons.
Rachel, he's bought players that adapt to his style of football. That's the thing. Does that make sense?
Can I add to what Rachel's saying? This is what pisses me off. People are quick to say. They use the word philosophy because it's a buzzword. They don't actually know what it is. They don't know what managers have to do to learn how they read and watch football, and how they want to play. Adapting to in-game scenarios and to different opposition normally a lot of managers do that. That's just normal for a manager. They build a structure which they think will suit better against different opposition. Being flexible and changing your philosophy are two completely different things, and people need to realize this. It fucks me off. It really annoys me.
So,
And
relax yourself.
it disrespects the years and hard work that managers have had to do to learn their trade at other clubs, and it pisses me off. It really pisses me off.
But by the way,
Okay.
So you love it, Will? Yeah.
No, not even a joke. Will is
Oh.
borderline a world class manager. It's not a joke.
Okay. I want to ask
Relax,
the
you all
Liverpool
very
fan in the room. Talking about systems, Klopp gets criticized a lot with that system, with the system. And you know what? You got guys like Roberto Firmino who've been getting away with the fact that he didn't need to score as many goals because how well the system worked. But now that it's been found out, is it time?
Class
Is it
F's
time
in the
to move
house.
on the manager, or is it time to move on the players? In your opinion?
I think it would be stupid. I think it would be stupid to say it's time to move on the manager.
So it's the
Yeah,
players.
but O'Shea, can I ask you a
Don't
question?
sound very confident, O'Shea.
Do you not
It's
think
doubt, bro.
O'Shea?
It's doubt.
I got a question for you, right? Well, in terms of Liverpool, do you not feel like Klopp is very naive in the way he sets up? I'm talking about that when he's played this season against certain individual teams, he could have not played that high line, but he decided to play that high line. Why? Because it suited how they won previously in past seasons. So he's continuously stuck to what he knows rather than adapting to who he's playing against. Does that make sense
think-
in many ways?
Yeah, I do. I think he's been very arrogant
Yes.
and very naive. You know, if your two best centre backs get injured in a system that is a very risky system as it is, you don't continue to play that same system with centre backs that aren't equipped to deal with that. You know,
O'Shea,
and
well,
even-
you know what though? But the thing is that Germany job that's open right now, I think that should worry Liverpool fans a bit, because if Klopp needs a rest, needs a break, and he still wants to go and manage, I think that Germany job is the perfect one for him, and it is
I
one of his
think, you
dream
know,
jobs.
Hansi
Can I
Flick's gonna
just say
get that
something
job.
to take out for Klopp? Can I just say something to take out for Klopp here?
Mm.
When you play when you have a style of play or a system that involves you playing a very, very high line, the most important thing in that scenario is to keep your team compact. So the distance between your defense and your forwards, it needs to be it can't be a huge distance basically. And when you're pressing, you have to press as a team, and it has to be cohesive.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, at times this season when I've watched Liverpool, the pressing isn't quite there, and it comes down to the balance in the midfield. When you had like Wijnaldum, Henderson, and Fabinho in the second level of pressing, and then you had their front three pressing together, their high line wasn't as big an issue, and whenever it was an issue, Van Dijk would deal with it. Now, this season, I know they lost 7-2 to Villa, and that was the anomaly of the season, but overall, they haven't had Van Dijk. They haven't had Fabinho in his role. They haven't had Henderson in his role. I feel like Mane, Salah, and Firmino, their pressing hasn't been as good this season, personally. So when you're playing that highlight, I agree, Klopp should have adapted to that and probably played the line a little bit deeper. But you have to have a good look at those Liverpool players as well, because the way they press
Rachel,
isn't as good.
I'm gonna disagree slightly, because maybe not disagree, but add a bit to it in a way. They still had the same front three, and they haven't been performing. And I think Klopp should have changed it up a little bit, whether it be a formation change up or whatever it might be, to try and work out a way to still be competitive. Because
I understand that completely, but
there's
Joshua
certain
was
players
injured,
like
though.
Fabinho, I get that, but if you take Fabinho out there, he's the main guy for like recycling the ball, right? So which is fine, but it's not like Liverpool haven't been creating chances.
They just haven't got a finisher, have they? That's the problem.
I think they're just. I think they've just like
You have to look at his
stagnated.
Yeah, but they're also easier to play against as well, and that comes down
you
to
have to
how
look
they're
at-
defending as a team as well.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just the attack; it's also how they're conceding some of their goals. Some of the goals they're conceding is shocking, and they wouldn't have done it last season.
Yeah, but
I'm not
Rachel,
saying it's
yeah.
all the players' fault. Don't get me wrong. I think it's a combination of things. that have happened to Liverpool this
Yeah,
season.
Rachel, you know
I just-
yourself, right? You play a high line, right? And you've got
Yeah.
slow defenders, and you're playing
Yeah.
against someone, for example, that's got pace as a striker. You're in trouble because every time that you try and dominate the ball higher
Unless
up the
it's
pitch,
Werner.
if you lose it, yeah, but you say that Timo Werner scored against them. All right, it was disallowed, but he caused them problems at that game at
So did he
Anfield.
score?
Yeah, and
Can I
he
say
should
something
have
about
But he
adapt to that.
did,
He should have
no,
dropped the
but
line deeper.
irrelevant to it, it caused them problems in
Jem,
there. That's
even
what I'm trying
Mount
to
was
say.
the problem.
Guys,
He's not even
But-
you
quick.
guys seem to be missing
Yeah.
the factor
But
that they've been highly dependent on 3 players to score majority of their goals. It's unsustainable in football to depend so
But
highly
it
on 3
is
individual
again.
players.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Listen, people,
And-
please
and-
smash the
and-
like button if you
Yeah.
haven't done so already. Subscribe to the channel. If
And their
you are
fourth
new,
best
please
stri-
do that.
And their 4th best goal scorer is Van Dijk, who's injured. So their 4
Yeah.
best goal scorers is Van Dijk, Roberto Firmino, Mane, and Salah in that order. Salah is still scoring. Mane's not
And
scoring
Mane's
the same
dropped off,
pump.
isn't he? Mane's
Firmino's
dropped
not
off.
And,
scoring
and,
at
and,
all.
Yeah,
and
he's dropped
I
off.
think,
And
I
Van
think
Dijk
the
is
main
injured,
issue as well.
so they're fucked.
I think the main issue as well is Klopp's ignorance. You know, you look at since we bought Jota, I don't know why he continues to play him on the left when he does play him, when his best position is through the middle. We've
I
seen
don't.
how effective.
I don't think it is through the middle. I watched him a lot for Wolves, and I think he's better when he can ghost into the box.
He's
Jota-
played better for Liverpool as a striker. He scored more goals as a striker for Liverpool.
Yeah. But I
Yo, I
but
have a
that's
shout for you, O'Shea. Danny
You
Ings
know, you
comes
look at
back.
Thiago.
Danny Ings comes back on a free.
No, I don't want Danny Ings. I think
No,
I don't,
Arsenal
that's
should
not.
get
Oh,
Danny
he's
Ings,
better.
mate.
He's better than
That's what you need,
Firmino.
mate.
So I
Come
don't
on.
know.
That's not a
He's way
fix,
better
though.
than Firmino.
Samuel, I'm not an Arsenal fan. We don't look for
No,
short
I'm not.
champions against 29-year-old
Shane,
players, bro.
you've
No,
been
I'm
saying
just
you're
asking,
chatting
I'm just
absolute rubbish
asking.
for the past hour, bro. Okay,
Bro,
Danny Ings
bro,
is far
O'Shea,
better
why
than
do you
Firmino. I'll
sound like
make
a
your team
robot?
better. He'll make your team better. It's a fact. 20 goals a
Arsenal,
season.
not
That's
Arsenal.
Southampton.
Liverpool should have gone for Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz would be
Nah,
so
don't
good in
touch
this
my
squad.
boy, mate.
If Danny
Leave him
Ings
alone.
is if it's a fact that Danny Ings is going to improve Liverpool,
No,
why
Jem,
did
that's a
why
compliment
didn't
to
why did he
Havertz.
not improve them when he was there? The
Hey,
guy's
Look
listen,
at him.
getting
Okay,
that
okay.
without
Look at the
jumping
team.
on.
Look at
Don't
that
worry
Liverpool
about
team when he was
Havertz,
there.
man.
Okay,
It's getting
he
late.
was
He's doing
22
his
years
thing.
old from Burnley. Okay, and he's on the Brendan Rodgers. Brendan Rodgers wasn't that. He was at Klopp's level at Liverpool.
Kai Havertz is going to
A
rip
manager
us up
with
one
Klopp.
soon. No worry.
Ryan.
Indiana,
Hey,
Indiana, I'm jumping
Ryan's
off,
got
bro.
all right, Shay. Can I just quickly ask you, before
Go
you jump off, Ryan's got a bit of an issue with Mo Salah. He thinks he's done. He thinks he's a bit of a fraud.
Really?
Would
Fucking
you rather play Jota on the right hand side than the left or through the middle?
Wow.
I do think no, I'd rather play Jota through the middle. As for Salah, I don't think he's finished, but I think it's time for us to sell him. I think it's time for us to sell the front three entirely. It's getting to that time we need to cash in on them. They're 29. They're never going to be worth as much as they are now. They're declining.
Who's saying this
And
right now? O'Shea. Sorry, is this
I've
O'Shea
been saying this for
saying
weeks, bro. I've been
To
saying
be
this for
fair, I'll
weeks, bro.
speak. O'Shea's been saying this since August. That
Yeah,
he
yeah.
wants
No,
him
no,
to
no.
go
I've been
on.
very
O'Shea, I've
consistent
got
with
to
this.
question it. One second. O'Shea. This season, Mane has dropped off considerably. To confirm, basically, what he done last season to what he's done this season is there's no comparison. Salah, all right, it's not hit the same levels, but has carried Liverpool this season to allow them to be able to compete for a top 4 place right now, which you need to respect. So you're telling me that you need to look at your right hand side where Salah is, when Sadio Mane has, in my eyes, been more of a failure than what Salah has this season in terms of what he's done so far.
I think over the next 12 months, we need to look at moving on both of the front, the two wingers. But as of right now, given a lot of clubs' financial situations, Salah would be the more marketable player. If this was last season, last season, you could probably sell both of them to Real Madrid and Barcelona. But
Who are you going to
clubs this
replace
season
him
are.
with?
Well, we've got a lot of options. To be
He's
fair,
going to
We've-
say
the-
Mbappe. He's going to say Mbappe.
well, no, I'm
You
not.
know,
I'm not.
what
I'm-
one player you
I'm
should
gonna
look
say
at?
Mbappe.
You need to look at Neto.
Danny Ings.
I don't see you lot looking at Neto, but he'd fit perfectly in Liverpool.
They ain't getting no, man. They ain't spending
No,
money
no,
for
no.
shit.
I know they ain't spent. I know they ain't gonna buy him.
Neto
but
tore his
I'm
ACL
saying-
as
Liverpool.
well. He's at
They're
the
like
same
Arsenal.
put final of the
Liverpool,
season.
Liverpool should go and get
O'Shea,
Erdegaard.
O'Shea,
They ain't gonna do it.
I know you've got a dip, man, but appreciate you coming on. Hopefully, you'll be back
I
next
can just
week.
answer this one thing.
Go on,
I can
O'Shea,
just answer
take
this
care,
one
bro.
question.
See you later, bro.
If we sold Salah for like say 110 million or something,
Let's give it less.
Nah.
You ain't getting 110 million for
Man,
Salah.
ain't 2018.
Yeah,
level.
you're not getting that much from him.
You're getting about 70, 80 million for him. I'm
Max.
telling you now. Max.
I'm saying 65
That's
mil.
max.
You're not
All
getting
right.
more than what
In
Pepe
that
was
sense.
worth.
No,
Oh,
Gal, don't drop
that
Arsenal
was-
in it. Don't drop it. Don't drop Arsenal in it, mate. Don't even do
Fuck's
that
sake.
right now.
People,
Only a
Listen, anyway, listen. I'm out.
please
Yeah,
smash the
move
like.
on.
Pepe's
Take it
shit.
easy.
Yeah, let me
Take
ask
it easy.
Dennis a question.
Safe,
Speak to
guys.
you, man.
Safe, guys. Safe,
Hilarious.
safe, safe.
Yes, see you later,
Later,
Richard.
sure.
Take care, mate.
Gal, man.
But
You
Quick
see,
question. Have you guys brought up VAR today?
No.
Oh,
We
Gal,
haven't
stop it.
done that.
Oh,
We're gonna.
please no.
No, and we're not doing. No. This is fraud watch. But you need to stop putting yourself on here. Barry, you got a fraud?
Who's Barry?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, I get it. I get
Rachel,
it.
Rachel, just don't ask. Yeah, I
No,
have a
it's
fraud.
all right,
Everyone,
Barry, bro.
everyone, please unsubscribe from this channel because it's Barry.
Why are you hating
No, I
Barry,
don't.
man?
Hold on.
Stop hating Barry.
Barry, you there?
Prime.
Baz,
Barry White, innit?
Do I have
Baz,
one?
Oh no.
No.
I swear,
That's not
Prime,
allowed.
you
That's
should
not
go
allowed.
on fraud watch just for that.
It's not going to be
I've got-
Saka, is it? Oh
Hold
gosh.
on. Igal, you're not one to talk. You said Arteta's a legend if he beats Spartak Moscow or
Oh,
whatever,
God.
Spartak Prague or whatever their name is.
have you got one, Baz, or not? We'll move on if not.
Prime's hesitating too much.
We already constantly did it. What? The constant whining from... Oh, yes. Perfect. I've got one. Man United fans and Spurs fans, this deep bondage you have with Poch, it has to die. Listen, it's apparently the
Do
show.
not
Not
put
wrong,
me
not
in
wrong.
this. Do not put me in this.
Well, certain United fans. Look, it's apparently this joke that I'm a Jose sexual.
Poch is fraud royalty on this channel.
I do not love Mourinho as much as this guy loves Poch. I don't. I don't look. I would rather my own team win over Mourinho's benefit, for benefiting Chelsea anyway. And I've said this. They are constantly looking for his results, right? Regardless whether their club win or not. And the thing is, it's not necessarily. I mean, United fans are doing it. Okay, whatever, I guess, but it's not necessarily them. It's the Spurs fans. It's like.
It's both. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but again, the United fans, I don't. You guys are always speaking. Don't really care about you guys. But it's the Spurs fans that speak as if they have this. They speak like they have some sort of entitlement.
That was such a Barry.
You know what's funny about the Spurs fans with Poch?
Hold on, let me finish.
Yeah,
They speak like they have some sort of entitlement. Like Arsenal fans demanding that they should be top 4. Liverpool fans, you know what? Fine. I may not in my lifetime. I may not respect you guys, but fine, you are a good club. United fans, I get it. You're the biggest club in England. Fine. City, I get it. You've got all the money. Fine. Spurs don't have a divine right for anything. This season, they're currently still in the hunt for top 4, and they're in a cup final. Either one of those achievements is still an achievement. So they could still, even if they lose the cup final, they could still finish in the top 4, which is what that's the bare minimum you want from the top club to do. They are doing right now what Arsenal would want to be doing.
Yeah.
And like, what's weird to
Arsenal
me is that,
should be jealous of
what's
Spurs,
weird
really.
to me is that
Why should we be jealous, man?
You should be jealous of Spurs.
Hold on.
Give me a reason after Prime's done.
Don't get side. Indiana, stop. Don't get sidetracked. What's weird is that we're at Arsenal now, 11th. They're still praising Arteta.
9th.
They're 9th.
Yeah, Spurs fans are always complaining.
Some of
Where
us
are Spurs?
wait. Some of us, not all
Wait,
of
no,
us.
let me hold on. Let me finish. United are second with Ollie, and they're always complaining, and yet they want the guy in Poch who is currently bottling a title race and barely scraped through Bayern Munich.
Oh, Poch is the GOAT at second.
Like you know what makes me laugh though.
Poch is not. Wait, hold on. Poch is not this amazing world class manager. I listen. I rate Poch. I think he is. I think he's good. I think he's very good. However, I wouldn't say he's any much better than Ollie or better than Brendan Rodgers. He hasn't proved that. He hasn't proved that he can dine with the elite of world football. And the thing is with PSG,
I get that.
Even if he wins the Champions League this season, if he fails to win League 1, that is still going to be failure because it's a given that you should still win that league.
No, but the funniest thing though about especially the Spurs fans, at least that I've seen on Twitter and stuff, every time he wins a match, whether it's Liga and Champions League, whatever, they're always saying, "Oh, how he missed Poch, this and that. His football's great. He's doing so well." Whenever he loses, which this season's been often, they're silent.
They need to watch
silent.
PSG instead of just looking at the scoreline.
Exactly, that's all they're doing. And when they lose, they completely ignore it. They don't even bring up that Poch even played today. So at the end of the day, go watch him play football because he's not doing that well in League One. That
Do you know what's sadder? Do you know what is sadder?
Team
The
should
United
not be top
fans.
of the league.
The United fans are sadder.
And it is.
Spurs, I can sort of see why they still want Poch to do well, but United fans, it's just weird. Like when Poch was a free agent and Chelsea were on the brink of sacking Lampard, I wanted Pochettino. I thought he would suit the squad we have. Was I wrong? Probably, but it is what it is. I was gassing up Pochettino. I was saying my argument when we got Tuchel, that just I couldn't.
It's a bit like gassing up Timo Werner, and then he ends up at your team.
Oh God!
But it's just so sad. Some United fans are still holding on for Poch when if he does well at PSG, Real Madrid will offer him the job in 2 years' time.
Exactly.
And there's even more chance of you not getting it.
And also, you know what's funny? Poch came to United this season, and he was getting the exact same results. So, okay, say you flip it a little bit. They're playing attacking football, but you're getting more or less the exact same results. And you're in the exact same position. You guys were top in January, and you bottled this title race. You're 13 points behind this amazing quadruple-winning Man City team. Poch would be hailed as a world-class manager because this Man City team is so amazing, and we're only 13 points behind them. So, and I'm not saying Oli is a world-class manager, but why doesn't Oli get the respect he deserves?
You talk about Gollum.
When keep in mind. United fans
talk about Gollum for man.
He's doing all of this without playing Paul Pogba or without a DM or Harry Maguire is such a bad centre back. He doesn't have a good centre back.
Prime, let's be serious. The best player is Paul Pogba.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. Yes, but hold on. They complain about Wan-Bissaka. They don't have a good right back. Martial's not scoring goals. They need a new striker. They need Sancho. They need this right winger. And you're second in the league. Everyone keeps praising Leicester City so amazing. Everyone praises how
you've got it wrong, Prime.
Everyone praises how well Everton's doing
because they have different level of standards.
But what standards though? This is not Man United.
Standards is to win the league or failure.
No,
it's true.
It's true. But that's not the current standard.
Oli is their current standard mentality.
What do you mean none of Prime? No.
Hold on. Oli is doing a good job. Again, I'm not saying he's doing what
Ryan. Stop this.
But he is doing a good job.
Ryan talking facts.
So why not?
Martial was Ballon d'Or.
Why not just say?
Oh, that's
rubbish.
Everyone stop.
Nah, Ryan.
Sorry, Prime.
Everyone stop it. Instead of the slander towards him, why not just give him the due respect that he deserves? That's as a human being, just give him that respect.
You're asking Man United fans to apply some kind of logic to their thinking. I don't think you understand how tough that is for them.
But again, it's not. The thing is, it's not even that hard. We're 11 points behind City with a game in hand. Get your points right. So that's even better than what I've just said. So you're 11 points behind them with a game in hand.
So
game in hand's Burnley as well.
I agree. Yeah. Oli shouldn't be ridiculous. I understand if you maybe want to criticise his style of football, but for certain fans to want to lose games and this and that just to get him sacked, I don't like Arteta. But I'm never going to want us to lose. Like if we win the Europa League, I'm celebrating for like a week. Like I don't care. But my point is this: if you believe that Oli is doing a good job, which he is, why? So my point is this: Arsenal fans can't compare our situation to Man United's because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, yes, there's fans that want him out. Yes, there's he's inexperienced in terms of managing a big club like United, which is similar to Arteta. But there's Arsenal fans comparing the situations as if we're literally in the same boat. We're not. Like, can we agree on that? Because
no, you're not.
Our situation
Get this comment off. This is bullshit.
It's 20 times worse. than Man United's. But
Try and put it
Arsenal
up.
fans are trying to again make
No, I didn't.
excuses for Arteta
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
because of this Ole Gunnar Solskjaer situation.
Was it
It's
Rachel?
insane.
What? What
No,
did I do?
I hear you. I hear you.
Well,
I
you
do
have the
agree with
control.
you.
Oh no, I'm
do, you,
flying
do, you,
back.
do you still want to know why Arsenal fans should be jealous of Spurs?
All right, go on then.
Go.
Okay. League position.
Bullshit.
Where
They have a goal. They have a
Oh,
goal.
you're
I
happy
mean, the
with
season
it.
hasn't even
You're
ended
happy
yet.
They
with
have a goal scorer.
You're happy with
They have a
being
goal
around
scorer
10th,
who can
yeah?
score more than
Yeah.
20 goals every single season,
Oh.
which we don't have.
Well, which you had, but he's injured.
Yeah,
He's
let
been
me
injured for most of
explain.
the season.
Let me explain. Top managers, not Poch. Harry Kane.
Who's Poch?
Harry Kane. You
Harry
must
Kane's
be-
the biggest one.
Everyone's jealous they haven't got Harry Kane up top. Everyone. I don't care what
Well,
team you
ex-
want.
We
except-
don't need
ex-
him. We've got Timo
except
Werner.
for Dortmund.
Except for Bayern
Nah,
Munich
stop
fans.
it.
Werner.
Stop it. Everyone wants Harry Kane. You got to
Except
be
for
No,
Bayern
we
Munich
got
You can't
Timo
be
Werner,
jealous
mate.
of that. Wait.
Except for Bayern Munich
A better stadium.
Oh, no, get off.
No.
It is a better
no,
stadium.
No, it's not.
It is a
Why-
better
why
stadium.
bring this down?
It is a better stadium. I'm
No.
sorry.
No.
What, Tottenham Stadium?
Yeah, it's a better
No,
stadium.
no,
Yeah,
no.
Indiana, I
Yeah,
live
it
next
is.
to it,
No.
mate. Trust me. It's
In
not a
It
bit-
is
Indiana,
a
you
better
haven't been
stadium.
there.
It's-
Indiana, you
The
haven't
floor-
been there.
Nah, the floor moves and everything.
No, Indiana, you
It's a
haven't
better
been there.
stadium.
You haven't
Indiana,
been there.
Indiana.
Nah, it's a better stadium.
You haven't been there, Indiana.
It's a better
There's
stadium.
neutral fans that have gone to both stadiums, and every
I haven't
single
been
one
there.
I've watched.
I haven't been there.
No,
but
there's
Exactly.
there's
No, I
neutral
have,
fans-
bruv. Trust
I
me.
watched the
I've been
video.
There's
I
neutral
watched the
fans,
video.
yeah. There's
I watched the
neutral
video of the
fans.
floor
I've watched
moving.
loads
I'm
of
saying
them.
it's a better stadium.
The
But
Emirates
we'll
is
see it
better,
in
bro.
person.
I just listen.
Just
I
see it
don't
in
want to watch them
person.
play football.
The
I want
Emirates
to go
is one of the
into
best
this. I
stadiums
want to
in
go sit
England.
down on a seat and watch the pitch
In
move.
Europe.
That's all I care about.
That doesn't happen.
Listen
The
up.
fans are in the stadium when that happens.
But anyway,
Yeah, Aston Villa could
But I'm
build
not a
a
fan,
great
it's different.
stadium. Does that mean they
wait,
got a
wait,
better
wait, wait.
stadium?
They've been making European football, and if you don't win Europa, you're not getting European football.
We've been making European football for 25 years.
Yes, but if you don't do it this season, if you don't
He's
win
right.
the Europa League,
He's
I
right.
you
love
won't
how-
get European
I love how
football.
Well,
people
yes,
have
you will.
gone
We'll
from
put
saying-
the Conference
love
League
how
still there.
people
Is
have
that
gone
European
from
football or
saying-
not?
I love
You're not
how
making
people
that either.
Hold on.
Oh
I love
my
how
God.
people have gone from saying we play Champions League football to now saying we play European football.
Yeah, you know what's mad though, Prime. Sooner or
Also,
later, it'll
my-
be
Yeah,
at
I
least
gotta
at least playing
Yeah,
Conference
take it
League
easy, Jim.
football.
We're wrapping up shortly.
My battery's about to die. that's
Also,
why
my,
I'm
my,
quite late.
also, my,
It's all right,
also,
mate.
my
I'll
thing is
talk to
this.
you
Bye,
in a bit.
Jim.
Yeah? See you later, guys.
It's
Take
Spurs-
care.
See you
Bye,
later,
Jim.
Jim.
See you
Yeah.
later.
See you, Jim.
See you
If
later.
Spurs didn't have Harry Kane for the past.
I didn't even get to the trophies. He's right.
Wait, no, hold on. If Spurs didn't have Harry Kane for the past, was it 4 or 5 seasons since what was it? Poch was there.
The
and
League Cup they're
Kane
gonna
was-
win.
If they didn't have Kane for that long, how well would they actually have been performing?
Yeah,
Far,
but
far
but they
below.
do have him though, so there's no point making that argument.
And
Yeah,
they've
I know.
wasted him. They've
but
wasted
it's-
his. He's cut. Listen,
Are they-
if
no,
you, no,
have
prime,
they
prime,
been
prime, prime, prime,
overperformed?
prime,
Have
prime.
they been-
I just
wait.
want to see this quick thing. I want to see.
Have
No,
they
no,
been
no.
overperformed?
Prime,
Wait,
please.
hold on,
Let me
hold
see
on.
this quick thing. Just let me see this quick thing. Okay, don't kick me out. Just want to see this quick thing.
No, I just wanted to say my last thing, and then you can go.
Oh, sorry. So just say it then.
I just want to say, have they been overperforming due to Kane? Not even
Yes.
necessarily due to Poch.
Can I say
Yeah.
something?
No, you
Yeah,
got.
yeah.
I'm next.
Let Samuel go. Let Samuel go.
Okay.
I'm
I want to
next.
say, Harry Kane's the first ever Premier League player or only ever Premier League player to score 100 over 160 goals and not have one single Premier League title. He needs to get himself out of there immediately because that place is nasty, bro. He needs to
But
leave
I-
for the better of his legacy and his career. He
You
needs to
talking
go.
about Harry Kane?
Yeah.
I feel. Yeah, but the thing is, I feel exactly the same way about Saka.
Saka hasn't.
Saka will be off to
I do.
Liverpool. and Chelsea.
I think he needs a big club. If you can't, no, I'm
What
sorry.
the hell is this guy talking
Listen,
about? Indiana.
Indiana's
love you.
listen to what I'm saying. Let me explain. If you
No.
if you continue, no, because if you finish around 8th again, that's consistency. So why should Saka have to stay with, like, we've moaned about Harry Kane, a top player, and not winning trophies. Why should Saka stay at Arsenal? Battling for
They get
battling for
involved.
He's already won
7th?
more trophies than Harry Kane.
Indiana. if they
No,
get
but
involved
yeah,
this
but
year-
he surely if he's half as good as people make out he is, and I think he's an incredible talent. Should he not be in a side within the next 2 or 3
someone
years,
put it in the
pushing
comments,
in Champions
Indiana.
League?
Indiana,
Someone
if
put
they
it in
get
the
knocked-
comments.
yeah.
The likes of Martinelli, the likes of Saka, the likes of Smith Rowe, all these players
I
that
mean, Smith
Arsenal
Rowe won't be
fans,
going anywhere. No one will want him.
the likes of no, but he can
Who
do
said
better
it?
than he can do better than Arsenal where we are right now. Like that guy can get in a Leicester or something right now if the likes of Maddison leave. But my point is this: these kind of players that we're all getting excited for, and we should do, the likes of Balogun, even some of the younger kids like Moller and Taylor Hart. I don't know if any of you guys will know them, but these guys, like example, Balogun's just signed a contract. He had 15 offers from clubs around the world. The Taylor Hart is another one. He hasn't even signed yet, and he's got about 20 offers from clubs around the world. Some of these players are eventually going to say, you know what, bun that, I'm going to go to Leicester, I'm going to go to Leeds, I'm going to go to one of these clubs because these lot are just finishing 10th every season. So I ain't staying here.
Especially if this
Yeah,
year, if you
let
don't
me
win the Europa
respond
League,
quickly.
if you don't win the Europa League,
That's
Martinelli's
if you
the big
finish
one, bro.
ninth,
Martinelli has no loyalty to anyone.
wait a minute.
Who right now would go say,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
want to go
I'm gonna
Arsenal,
have to
I want
go.
to
I'm
go
gonna have to
Leeds.
go. But before I go,
Yeah,
let me
bro.
just say one thing. You have to understand that I think we're playing the most youngsters in the Premier League. We're playing the most youngsters in the Premier League because of the situation that we're in, and because the majority of the players at the top of the pitch are not firing. So when you're saying, "Yo, Indiana, these guys are gonna start leaving," I agree with you. In a couple years' time, 3 years down or 2 years down, when his contract's running down again, we might have a problem. But as of right now, we're okay. And we need to take this time while we have them under a contract that is feasible and friendly to us. We need to use this time to build around everyone that we have and the pieces that we have and build piece by piece. And if we don't get any better this year and we don't win the Europa League and next season we're in the same situation, 100% these guys are going to leave. That is a feasible reasoning for them to leave. But right now, it's still early to say that. And when it comes down to the situation that Arsenal's in and the situation Manchester United's in and all these other clubs, we should not be comparing each other because we're all different in our grand scheme of things. Arsenal win this Europa League, it's everything for us. You guys win the Europa League, it's just icing on the cake.
No, it's big for United.
the
No,
thing is
it's
though,
not.
the thing is,
It
that,
is
guys,
big. Yes, it is big for Man United. Of course, it's big for Man United. How is it not?
For what? What do you gain besides winning a European trophy and Oli getting credit? What
It's
do you gain?
bigger for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to win it than it is for Arsenal to win it.
There you go.
What?
Because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer needs it. Because then you can't. He's won a European trophy. He's won a trophy which he's criticised for. They're back in the Champions League via two methods. How can anyone complain against him? This for me isn't his job on the line, but it's his credibility to the fans. Whereas Arsenal, even if we win the Europa League, fans will still want Arteta out. Fans will. If we win the
Yeah,
Europa League, I give him till Christmas,
and you'll
which
still
is
be in ninth.
not even
You'll
6
still
months.
be in ninth.
No,
Exactly.
but then we're in the
And
Champions
it's not
League.
progress.
Yes, you get to
No,
the Champions.
Indiana.
I get you get the money. I get
Indiana,
you get the
man.
money. I get you get the money. But what are you going to do in the Champions League? Pick up
I mean,
injuries.
getting top
I
four
mean,
of
I
a bunch of youngsters isn't for everyone, is it? Frank Lampard might. I'm joking, but you know,
Let's go. Shut. Okay.
Listen,
No,
listen,
no,
people.
Indiana. If we, no, let me.
Go on then. Last bit. How do you say,
Okay.
Samuel?
Okay, last bit is okay. If we win Europa League, it seems we're going to go out easily. We're going to be in a pot one. Europa League winners go to pot one, which means they have an easy draw. And Arsenal won't go into the Champions League with this squad. Obviously, going to buy summer if we're in the Champions League with extended finances and we can attract more players. The Champions League football.
What, we're going to buy Dani
Oh,
Ceballos?
you
It's
know
a
what else
fact.
there is as well? There's a
Some
fact
players
that
come.
if
We're
you
not.
go into the Champions
Samuel,
League
About
and
saying,
you get
man,
knocked
this
out,
is
you're gonna
You
be
guys are
screwed
playing.
as
You guys are
well.
This
playing for
squad,
Ollie's respect. We are playing
this
for the
squad,
future
the
of the
squad
club.
we have now couldn't beat Slavia Prague. Yeah, I know we just beat them 4-0, but aside that, we won all at home. Yeah, we've lost 8 games this season at home
due
in the
to our
Premier League,
strikers.
which
The
is
strikers weren't clinical. We weren't clinical.
the most. No, we've lost 8 games at home this season in the Premier League, which is the most since the 1929 to 1930 season. Yeah, the most we've lost since that season. We go in the Champions League. We couldn't beat Olympiacos at home. We go against some team like even Sevilla. They're going to absolutely
So
demolish us.
you were going to go into the Champions League
They're
with
going
the
to
exact
flick
same
us
squad.
apart.
So we're going to go
I'm
to
not
the
saying
Champions
that.
League exact same squad.
But for
That's
us
what you're saying. It is.
for us to progress to something even like the quarter final of the Champions League, we're going to have to spend like 300 million. Our owners are stingy. We know that.
I don't think it's that.
I'm sorry.
If you genuinely think our owners are going to go and splash even 100 million in the summer, you must be deluded. Because we complain every single minute of our lives about the Cronkies. Yet then fans are sitting here hyped that we're going to go and spend loads of money in the summer. We're not. Even when we were in the Champions League with Wenger, we didn't spend a lot of money. We spent a lot, but not enough to challenge.
Gunner Express, you know the club very well, as much as everyone else, and you know that this summer, the amount of people who've left in comparison to the amount of people we need to bring in is a lot different from the last couple of seasons. There's a lot of contracts off the wage bill in this season and the coming season, and in order to prepare for that, we're going to get rid of the likes of Lacazette. We're going to get rid of the likes of Hector Bellerin, and we're going to be spending money regardless. As much as you don't want to hear it, I don't think we're going to be spending 250 million, but we will be spending more than 100 million easy this summer.
The problem you have, apart from right back, maybe, is that I don't know. Maybe Liverpool should look at one, but the problem you have is that everybody else wants a striker. Everybody else wants midfielders.
No, but they're not looking
Everybody
at the
else
same
wants a
profile as
centre back.
us.
No, I'm sorry. Like you are.
Because we're looking at low profile.
We're looking at lower profile.
Yeah,
we're not looking at Holland.
That's no. Okay. If you don't make Champions League,
Wait, hold on.
do you feel like you should be? Don't you feel like
we're
you should
signing
be
a player from
building
Wait, Igal, before you answer that,
with some sort of proven players?
Before you answer that, you said we are looking low profile. We're not looking at Holland. Hello?
Yeah, we're not looking for
Odegaard,
Holland.
we're
We're
not
looking for
looking
the
at
But you
likes of.
said you're looking at
Okay, hold on.
Grealish.
No.
You're talking about
No,
Grealish.
but for the striker position,
Yeah,
we're looking at low profile.
Hold on, don't interrupt. Hold on. But if forget positions per se, but if you're not looking at Haaland, and even though I don't agree with this, people say Haaland's a generational talent, and you're looking at Grealish, who people say Grealish is world class or borderline world class, then that is still way too high.
Okay, what we're doing is we're looking at players that are like 24 years old, between 25 to 24 years old, that have scope to grow, that scouts have to do their job.
No, you don't have scope to grow there, really.
No. But what
You're coming into your prime.
A player like Patson Daka, like a player like Basuma, like a player like what do you call it, Sander Bergs. Players
that aren't Champions League proven. So how are they going to? The logic that you and Samuel just used was we're going to go into the Champions League with a better squad. What if Basuma comes in? What if Berg comes in? What if even because I know Daka's played in the Champions League, but Salzburg don't get far. They go there to perform, to impress, not to win. So these players come in. They then play against, I don't know, an Atletico in the Champions League. They can't hack it because they've never done it before. They get slapped 5-0. That's reality. You have to sign proven players.
I think there has to be balance. And when your side's really unbalanced, it's tough. Yeah, it is tough. Gags, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to jump on. I've been in the comments. I'm my comments. My name is as Gagendeep, so but I've just put it as Gags.
Okay, cool.
I just wanted to jump on. It was quite an interesting conversation you guys were having about various clubs. Coming on to Arsenal specifically. The thing is, what I wanted to say was it's bigger for Arsenal to win the Europa League to get in, because obviously it's a ticket, it's a route into the Champions League. But it's bigger for Oli as opposed to United to win it because of the credibility he will get from winning this trophy.
Yeah.
But if Arsenal do get into the Champions League, I don't think the thing is what obviously Igal and Guna Express are not really taken into consideration is that there will be one of the lowest seeded teams going into the draw, so they will get one of the big boys.
No, that's actually false. That's actually false. It would be the other way around.
We have a really high UEFA coefficient, basically, wherever it is. So for Europa League as well, you're in pot one, which is usually the easier one. But again, people keep bringing up this fact that only gets you past the group stage. When you get into the knockout rounds, they don't give a shit. You're gonna get a Bayern, you're gonna get, and you got to remember it's all rigged. Yeah, it's all rigged. We all know it is. All the draws are pretty much fake. So knowing that, they'll give us Bayern.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
They'll give us Bayern, bro, because they want us to get slapped 10-2 again. because that will sell. That will sell TV money. So we'll get a Bayern or a PSG and just get absolutely.
It's not
hammered.
fixed. It's not fixed.
Yeah, some
It's
of it
not
is.
fixed.
It's not fixed.
Can I
We
ask the
know it
Arsenal
is.
fans a question?
Yep.
So you say you
Listen,
win the
so
Europa
yeah,
League.
buddy.
No, hang on.
It is.
Go.
If we do get into Champions League, we're going to be in a group probably with Sevilla, Krasnodar, and like
Agal, can you
Loko
even do
Moscow.
us?
Yeah. What's up?
Oh my god.
You genuinely didn't realise, did you?
What?
Rachel was halfway through asking the question, and you just zoned out and went. So yeah.
No, I'm
don't
sorry,
mind, it's
Rachel. Go ahead, Rachel.
No, I was going to ask if you
You
get
did-
into the Champions League through the Europa League,
No, there's a lag in this thing, man. I'm sorry.
and you have your summer and you buy I don't
I
know.
can't hear Rachel. Can you guys hear her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there something
Okay,
wrong
I'm
with my
just gonna go.
No,
There's nothing wrong,
It's just
Rachel.
the gal's
Yeah.
StreamYard.
No, it's a gal stream. I have to jump out and back in.
Oh yeah, so you qualify for the Champions League through the Europa League, and then you have your summer, which a lot of you seem to think that you're not going to spend big money or anything, so it's not going to be a massive improvement to your squad. And it comes next season. Do you think you'll finish in the top 4 while competing in the Champions League?
No.
Do you think you'll
Again,
finish in top 6?
I say this about West Ham and that. West Ham getting in the Champions League is the worst thing they can do because they will get so tired. Their squad isn't big enough. They have 4 goalkeepers in their squad, so they're just going to get ruined. I think Arsenal.
Don't think so.
No, I don't think they'll get relegated ruined.
No, because
but-
I don't think for West Ham it's actually a bad thing. What happens is they'll get Champions League players, so the players that get Champions League on their CVs, they'll get the Champions League money. They won't expect to get much out of it.
No, but what I'm saying,
they're not going to look to get much out of it. Hang on, before you go,
No, I
please
get that.
smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you're new here, this is Fraud Watch. We talk about frauds in football. Could be absolutely anything. A fan base, could be a team, could be Pochettino, could be Timo Werner, could be Trent.
Michael Keane after today.
Could be Xhaka, could be Fred, could be McTominay, that sort of thing. Sorry, yeah, Gunnar Express, carry on.
Okay, West Ham probably wasn't the best example. Say a Wolves. I know theirs was Europa League, so they probably did actually think they could go far in it. But even Burnley were never going to win the Europa League when they got in it. But they still didn't have the squad to compete. They still got worse from that point. That ruined that Burnley squad. They should never have got in the Europa League that season because it ruined them. And I don't think it will ruin us. But what I'm saying is, we're obviously going to try in it because if our club got in the Champions League again and they dared just not bothering about it, the fans would kick off. So they have to focus on it. And if Arteta didn't focus on it, the screams for him to get out would be even worse than what they are now. But we're going to focus on it. We're going to probably get past the groups because we'll get an easier group, but we won't make it easy. But then the knockout stages, it's where we are going to lose Premier League games because of it. And that's the issue. We don't have the squad right now to even, succeed fully in the Europa League. Like, we didn't win it in the final against Chelsea because our squad was just significantly worse. The squad's better now, which is why I think we'll win it, but it's not much better. And as I said to a girl, like, we ain't even getting anywhere near the Champions League with the squad we have now. We improve in the summer, maybe get a Basuma, maybe get a Hakimi, someone like that. But then our bench is still trash.
I would say it's a step back. I would say if you were to get those players this summer, you could win the Europa League.
My thing is
that's where
the money
I think
helps.
It's one stage back from that. I know the money helps. The money helps, and that's great. But
what I would do,
it's a similar problem to Manchester United in that although you've spent money, it's where you spent and how you've spent the money. Yeah, and you've still got players like Aubameyang that I think, Aubameyang, I feel you should cut your losses on and get another striker in.
This is the funniest thing. Igal always brings up the fact that we've lessened the wage bill, and we have. That's a fact. We have.
Mm-hmm. With a loan, right?
But But the thing is, we then go and worsen it. Okay, we just got rid of Ozil for 350k. Great, the fans are happy. So now let's put Aubameyang on 375. What's the point of that? You've just made it worse. I give him Willian 250. Even Partey's on over 200k.
Your recruitment team is so
Partey's
poor.
performances this season have
Shocking.
not
This
been
is-
worth £200,000 a week. That's a fact. If
He
you
will come good
disagree
though,
with that,
Party. He will come good.
I've
Gunnar
said
Express, this is what
he's
I've
a
been
flop,
saying.
but he will come good.
This
Partey
is what-
will come good, but he's been a flop this season.
Fair enough.
Maybe. This is what I've been saying all along. We're saying this for a long time. It's okay saying you can attract players, but when a player comes in, and if it's a player that Arsenal say, look, we really want you to be a first team player, you're going to be a vital part of us moving forwards, they're going to say, give me the Willian wage.
Exactly. Give
That,
me the, I want,
that's
I want the
what I'm
Aubameyang
saying.
wage.
That I don't think you can attract these players unless they are a die-hard Arsenal fan.
If Grealish came to Arsenal,
or really attracted to London, want to live in London, and a Chelsea's not going to go for them, or a West Ham or what have you. That's the issue. But we're going to have to wrap up. We normally only do the show for an hour. We do an hour and 45 minutes. Appreciate everybody jumping on. Everybody in the comments. People who've subscribed, thank you. If you haven't already, please do that. We are back tomorrow. We are actually back tomorrow. Well, Rachel is really with a Tottenham Manchester United breakdown, breaking down the game from both sides with some Spurs fans. So that should be really good. And on Sunday, if you haven't done it already, on this channel, me and Jem will be interviewing Jordan Hall, a talented artist, incredible artist. He's met Tyson Fury, a couple of Prem footballers, some Championship footballers, really talented guy. So please go over and like that stream, turn on the notifications, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and get your questions in for Jordan on Sunday, because we really like that, and Jordan would love it. Keep an eye on our Twitter as well, because you'll see his @ and be able to tweet out his stuff, and please retweet him because he's very, very good. But yeah, thank you everyone for jumping on, and we'll catch you tomorrow. Anything you want to say, Barry?